Come on. Mama said there'll be days just like this. I never knew life like this. I wish raindrops would fall. Come on a Saturday, we're going to talk about true leadership, as well as the quarterback plans for the future. We got a game to prepare for on Monday Night Football, but we got to talk about this. Come on, bring it. We're right here, and we ain't going anywhere. Come on. Shout out to you. Come on. As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure, to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
They say, ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation groove?
All I ask.
Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
1. Come on. Come on, baby. Hey.
We about that life.
Ho. All right. Let's go. We don't play tomorrow, but we for sure play on Monday Night Football. I see you, Tricks, and they say tricks are for kids. Ain't that something? You know, cease everything. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. I actually had a 49er guy to hit me up with this, and I've always loved hanging with the boys. I love the whole entire panel. Big Nate, shout out to him. Jesse, with no I, Holly, as well as Shannon and the other guy that's on the show. So I appreciate them all together, collectively speaking. So basically, before we get into this, leadership goes and come, right? And leadership is a certain unique way, right? And when I listen to, Jesse Holly, no glove Jesse Holly, instead of no eye, just no glove, right? He went in on Micah Parsons. And we'll play some of the audio and I'll give you guys my thoughts and my feedback on it. Shout out to you, Stephen Carroll. Appreciate you. Love the content. Keep it up all the way from Germany. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's go.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
Yeah, so salute to those boys, man. And, and that's just how it goes, man, when we start talking about leadership. And when we talk about the next game, right? We move on from the last game, but we talk about the next game. And when you get beat up and you get hit across the face, the chin, the nose, and it's trickling, blood gushing, you know what I'm saying, the powers that it be, you trying to say, hey, I can't wait for the next game so I can show to you guys this is not who we are, you know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on, give me a chance before you pull the rug from under me. But leadership goes in two ways. There's a thing that you can lead by example, right? Who heard of that, right? And just because you are the star, just because you got all of the skill sets, sometimes you still need a leader. Take me to your leader. So my thing is, when we talk about these things, appreciate you so much. Sent the Cash App. Shout out to you, DC for life. I thank you so much for the Cash Apps. Let me see if I can read out the Cash App people that send that way, and then we get things going. Shout out to you, J-Dub. Appreciate you for the Cash App. Shout out to you, Kelly, Sean B. Ashley, appreciate you for the Cash App. Appreciate you. and as well as Anthony Barnes, man. Thank all of you guys for the Cash App that you guys sent for the nation. Let the AI speak on this, and then we will play this audio.
Stephen Carroll, $10. Love the content. Keep it up. All the from Mannheim, Germany.
Mannheim, Germany, man. Appreciate that. All right, so let me know if you guys can hear this audio. And shout out to Hanging with the Boys, Jesse Holly. And
Kay, what's her name? Kay Adams?
Yeah.
Kay Adams
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
And she
Left
played,
her speechless.
Yeah. She played the clip for Debo Samuels, and Debo basically said, What y'all don't want to see us again.
Yeah.
Like
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Like he like y'all better hope y'all don't have to see us again because it might be worse. So
Hey, Jay. Stanback had this picture of Debo choking the dude on first Friday. He said, go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
yeah.
They
You know,
choked us out, dog.
And that's a danger. We talked about it in the beginning of the year. That's a danger of having a podcast with a active player that is a leader in your locker room and the maybe the best player on your team.
You know what? Let's gloves are off today.
Oh no!
This
Here we
bar
go.
right here,
oh,
man.
you've been playing nice for 5 weeks.
Gloves are off
What is
today.
it? What-
All right, so before we go into that, shout out to Germany, man. I heard Germany got the best beer. Let me know if that's not accurate. You know, for those who in Germany or who've been stationed over there in Germany, let me know whether or not is that statement accurate. You know, Germany got the best beer, and I heard that you guys do have the best beer, but. Let's go. Let's listen to these boys. And before we get into this, man, hey, these are independent thoughts of Jesse Holly. And then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts of everything on how everything transpired from here. And we get this beautiful Saturday going. It's a cool Saturday here in Dallas. We love the coolness of the wind. We love that. And I can't wait to see how we're going to look like, especially Monday night, Best beers in Germany. Yes, indeed. Okay. Let me see if I can pull y'all comments up too on the screen, man. No rush. It's Saturday, man. I know, Germany have the best beer and women, Wait a minute. I heard the same thing from Germany beers, Okay, I see a lot of people, man. The warmest beers, Okay. Yes, indeed.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Because we throw this word leader around.
Leader.
Mm-hmm. And leadership and leader and who's this and who's
Nate's
that.
covering up.
No, because I'm coming right behind him.
No, because
I believe what he's saying is true.
you said something that I don't believe.
Okay.
I don't believe Micah Parsons is the leader you think he is.
Okay.
I think Micah Parsons is a damn good player. I think Micah Parsons is an exceptional player. I think Micah Parsons is one of the best players in the National Football League. I think Micah Parsons is good for Micah Parsons. I think everything that Micah Parsons does is to benefit Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons wants to be the biggest superstar on this Cowboys team. I think Micah Parsons is so good and good at what he does. If it happens to positively impact the team, so be it. But if it doesn't, Micah Parsons is always going to look out for self first.
All right, so I want to know where you guys stand at with this. Now, naturally, Micah Parsons is the star of this team. There's no refute. And what Jesse is saying, he is not, for those who are out here, he's not hating on Parsons, right? He's speaking from a level of he just calling out what he's seeing, right? That you got this superstar on the team. You got a guy that got unbelievable skill sets and beyond. And then what they're going to bring up is reading the room. It's sometimes when you are a certain kind of caliber of player, there's a time to speak, there's a time not to speak, and sometimes less is more. Less is more when when you're in the game, or not when you're in the game, when the game is said and done. And this is what he's going over. He's speaking from a big brother position. He's not speaking at Parsons like he is the reason why the Cowboys are losing versus the 49ers or in this season in general. So he's speaking from that angle because I know we live in a world now that participation trophy, everyone gets a ring, everyone gets a pat on the back. You did a great job. Shucks, we get them next time type of mindset and mentality. That's the world we live in now. You know what I'm saying? You know, for example, you know, a woman is good and everything, but a man won Woman of the Year. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy this world is. You know, and no offense to, you know, that particular community, but this is the world. Everybody gets a ring. Everybody get the attention. Everybody is loved. No one is hated. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. This is what it is.
And so we put these leadership tags and roles on peoples and players, and they necessarily don't buy into them. I don't believe. I know for a fact Micah isn't the guy that's pulling these people in the locker room saying, hey, let's watch extra film. Micah isn't the guy that's saying, hey, it sounds good in the media, and because he can go out there on Sunday and impact a game week in and week out, we assume he's the leader. But you guys know, we hear who the real leaders are. We hear who the guys actually look up to in that team. And I think we've tagged Micah Parsons with this leader or leadership role because he just so happens to be the best player. And I'm here to tell you that's starting to be so far from the truth. And it didn't come after this game, but what he did Sunday night in that game, and then what transpired on this podcast rubbed me the wrong way.
You talking about the swapping of the jerseys?
The swapping of the jerseys after the game, you know, just not taking ownership and accountability. The comments in the locker room, then jumping on the podcast and then saying that, like, a lot of this stuff is you know, and Micah's one of these, the new generation. He wants to go and collect all of the jerseys. He goes to these NBA games. You see him at NBA games. He's a guy he'll wait hour, 2 hours. Ask some of the media members who are at Mav games to get Giannis, to get LeBron, to get Steph Curry jerseys.
He likes the jerseys, right?
Yeah, but at some point in time, you got to be able, as a leader, read the room.
Oh, wow.
Sacrifice.
You got to make the sacrifice. I got 2 super chats. I got Sadiq says, Law, I will always be here to support the nation, even from the hospital bed. Put your prayers together for Sadiq. She's even in the hospital room. We love you, and we wish for all types of encouragement and strength for you. Even one of the mods over here, and we miss you, you know, so prayers up to you and for a speedy recovery. And always feel free to text and call if you need anything. So shout out to Sadiq. Appreciate you. And then we have Brandy. Salute to you. When Micah was talking about personal, it should have been Sunday. That mess was embarrassing. Less talking and more focus on football. No doubt. No doubt, no diggity, baby. Leader talking to us. That's what we do as fans, man. We gonna do all of the talking. And sometimes in life, you know, when you go to one level to the next, and you are a true pure fan of the game, that fandom don't rub off, right, or lose that fandom, and that kid-like mentality don't go away, right? And sometimes you can be elevated so fast and so quickly that you forget that who you are, you know what I'm saying, or who you became. So now the expectations is poured upon, and there's nobody out here turning on Parsons, but I believe that this is coming from advice from afar, from Jesse Holly and probably Big Nate. So I haven't heard all of this. Well, I heard a piece of it, and my brother told me to listen into this, and a few other 49er people, man, they listen into this. So we are out here, and you see the difference. You see the difference of when you get beat down so bad like we did, right? The Niners, they done moved on. They're not even talking about us no more. They're not even trolling us anymore. You know what I'm saying? On a massive level, collectively. Because they already see us that, hey, we're no threat. You know, they on to the next week. But it's a different type of situation and scenario. If it was another team that wear like green and white, what have you, they stay over here trolling. They stay over here talking because they want to be at this peak. They want to be at this level. But we'll break that down on the whole situation. But let's listen to more and more what these boys have to say.
Read the room. You just got the ever-living dog piss beat out of you. Okay. And you chase down Christian McCaffrey for a photo op in a jersey? That's not what leaders do. You talk about you want to have the Mamba mentality. Kobe is rolling over in his grave right now.
R.I.P.
Kobe would never do, after a loss to a rivalry, to a team that has beat the brakes off you the last 2 times you played them and absolutely demolished, embarrassed you on Sunday Night Football when the entire world is watching. It wasn't just a big game for the Cowboys. It's the most watched Sunday Night Football game in a long time, I think ever. It was a big game for the country, for the nation. Mm-hmm. And they watched you talk all this talk all coming this week. I told Nate 2 years ago when they were talking about, oh yeah, you can get physical. You can't get physical with a team who that's who they are. We talk all the time about identity, who they are. Remember, it's one thing to have tough talking. It's one thing to have a tough player or two, but the toughness personality ain't us. It ain't. Sorry. And you look at what Micah has done over the last 3 games against the Niners. 6 solo tackles. I think no sacks, 2 pressures. It should have been personal a long time ago. It shouldn't have took a damn T-shirt to make this personal. So I'm all for people getting out there, making their money, doing what they got to do. But at some point in time, all this talk, whether it's the Hot Boys, whether it's the Lion, whatever it is, all that talk has to start mounting up to something. Not just talk, not just hot air. Quit blowing smoke up our butts. I'm done buying it. If you want to be the self-proclaimed lion and the baddest bleepity bleepity bleep on the block, you gotta show up when it matters the most.
All right, so let me digest what he just been saying. Shout out to Jesse, man. Man, he's spitting it just how it is. It's real, raw, and uncut. And when you are, I hate to use this reference, but it is what it is, y'all. Spider-Man reference, y'all know what I'm gonna say. With great power comes what? Can somebody put that out there? Can y'all finish that line? Let me see if y'all know it. With great power comes. Can somebody put it out? Can somebody help me out, man? Can somebody spell that word out and put it in the chat? You know, and unfortunately, you know, there's great responsibility. Ain't that right, GY? Appreciate you, man. I got somebody else, JV boy, great responsibility. CJ, great responsibilities. There are some things that you just can't do. There are places that you just can't go. There are restrictions that you just can't see anymore, you know, or be in certain spots. Because you have reached the highest of the heights, right? Some things you have to swallow and just keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And that's pride. But when you start speaking out of terms, you will be looking just as foolish as Jada Pickett right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, her and Will haven't been together for 7 years. But look at all what's going on in the media. That's the current news right now, y'all. Pride, you know, trying to do things and see if you can walk natural. No, you are in the biggest and the brightest of the spotlight. And she ain't the first one. And Will's not the first one. There's plenty of people that common folks going through the same thing. But it's not going to be talked about. It's not going to be put out in the forefront. But lo and behold, when you are a Dallas Cowboy player, it don't matter. It could be Cavante Turpin on this team. It could be, just name it, C.J. Goodwin, although he's out for the year. When you start talking, people going to start watching and listening. And you have your own podcast, that thing is good. It's great. It's good. As long as you're rolling and winning. The people that do those type of things normally been in the league for a long period of time or already have some old rings that they can pull up and say, hey, You know, Aaron Rodgers can say, hey, I joined the Pat McAfee show, but I done already lifted up that Lombardi trophy at least once. Draymond Green, he got multiple rings, you know what I'm saying? He can spit his gums, you know what I'm saying, and say stuff, you know. He got hardware to present to the table. That's why it's really, name me some young folks. Name me some young folks that got a podcast that's speaking on a platform. My guy, Hankins, he can speak on it. He's been playing in the league for over a decade now, you know? So you're going to have to, JV boy says, I believe Jada is boy, shoot, she hate Will, boy. She had to hate him to come out with that information. Boy, she cold-blooded, boy, shoot. That's Jada right there. Allegedly, she hate Will.
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil one. You know, so allegedly, man. Shoot, I don't want to get that doggone phone call from the Will Smith for camps and administrations and Pickett, you know. I don't have that Tasha K money, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. Hank has got a vlog channel. But look at the nature and the way he's only – I like the way Hank is shooting his vlog channel because it don't give you so much details. It's already post stuff. And he's talking about the family and, you know, the kid and you see the outcome of the game. He would take some clips and pieces and put it together. Yes, indeed. So shout out to Lucky Whitehead. Yeah. So there's not that many people out there. So you're gonna have to mask that plus people gonna measure everything you say. It's difficult. Now, granted, you know, some gonna hold on. Some gonna hold on and ride the wave. But what Jesse is saying exactly what people are thinking who refuse to say it. And Jesse, he ain't bound by nothing. He's saying and he's speaking what he's seeing, and I love it.
You gotta show up when it matters the most. It doesn't matter against Daniel Jones. It's cool, that's good. Doesn't matter against Zach Wilson. The Niners, it mattered. The Cowboys circled that game on the calendar, and the Niners circled your eye with a black ring. That's unacceptable. They left a black ring around your eye. You left a black mark on the calendar for that date.
Did you just
those two? I just damn it with that.
That was good.
Those two maths ain't mathing.
Nate, you said you was right behind him. What you got?
Nothing. You know, I've always believed there's two ways to lead, but one thing has to be very consistent when you lead. Michael Irvin was one of our leaders. Troy Aikman was one of our leaders. One led by example, and that was Troy.
Yeah.
You know, and by how he played and the perfection he always tried to achieve. One led by how he played and how he dealt with people.
And how he practiced.
The way, and I tried to say this yesterday, and we'll repeat it again. We're going to say it for a fourth, fifth time. This kid can't read the room.
What you got?
I'm going to rewind it. I'm going to digest this.
You know, I've always believed there's two ways to lead, but one thing has to be very consistent when you lead. Michael Irvin was one of our leaders. Troy Aikman was one of our leaders. One led by example, and that was Troy. You know, and by how he played and the perfection he always tried to achieve. One led by how he played and how he dealt with people.
And how he practiced.
The way, and I tried to say this yesterday, and we'll repeat it again. We're going to say it for a fourth, fifth time. This kid can't read the room. You never saw Mike after a devastating loss. You know, you don't implement coaches. You don't implement everybody except yourself.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Oh, my goodness, man. Niners came and hit us in the mouth, never looked back. This is DC for life. Appreciate you, man. Texas, man. And not for short. DC for life, not for sure. We need this, man. It's vitamins, man, and nutrients. This is minerals. This is all of this stuff that we need. We need this harsh talking. We need to be kicked down, beat up all the way until they prove us otherwise. From the quarterback to the doggone kicker, even though the kicker had a good game, to the coaching staff, all the way up. We gonna get beat up in this type of conversation until they prove otherwise. And with what Big Nate is saying is basically they need to have a revamp of what's going on with this particular organization. And sometimes you can be the sought out, hey, this person is nice, this person is wonderful, this guy's friendly, but you got to also know how to read the room. There's a saying out there, doing all of the wrong things for the right reasons. And although it's backwards, but that's just what it is. There's sacrifices in leadership. There's sacrifices in a person that's in control and charge. There is a thing that I'm going to use a lady, for example. I was watching a clip the other day, and there was this woman who was breastfeeding her child or what have you, or just swaddling her child. That's a better way to say it. She was swaddling her child, and she was off in a cut. And a strong man came to try to ravish her or take her. You see what I'm saying? And she fought to the death to protect her child. The man had to be 3 to 4 times bigger than her. But she did everything in her power to protect. That's the sacrifice. And then once she put her child down, she was able to go in even more, right? Because that is also the vicious mindset of a woman to protect what's hers. And as a leader, you're going to have to make certain sacrifices. Even though there could be parties you could attend, right? There could be meetings, functions that you need to be at. But you said, I'm going to sacrifice this so that even though it wasn't on me, even though the L wasn't on me, even though the whole situation wasn't my fault, I'm going to have to sit on this, right? I'm going to have to chew this up. And I'm going to have to give you, unfortunately, I'm not able to attend. Adrenaline can cause a human to do superhuman things. Yes, indeed. There have been storylines, whereas, and this is also, now this is not outside, this is outside of leadership, but yeah, this is about adrenaline. There's been cases whereas a person, like a woman, I'm just using a woman and lady, I'm just keep using women as a reference, but shout out to the ladies. At night, a car flipped over 7 to 8 times in a ditch, and they have like their child in the back seat of the car, and the woman somehow crawls out of the car, and the adrenaline is there, and she lifts up the doggone car, literally lifts up the car, and able to snatch the child out of the car seat and to climb back up the hill and being able to explain it all. And they say, how are you able to lift up this 2-ton car, automobile? I had my child in there. You know what I'm saying? That's taking responsibilities. That's taking the extra step. That is saying, hey, I'm trying to get this child up out of here, Can you lift that car up now? No. But at the moment, that adrenaline is there, the mind, the psyche. Man, we got unbelievable. There's some people right now listening to this got some special powers. There's some people right now that played a full football game, and the next day they just say, man, I was just on. And hey, man, did you have 7 tackles, man? 2 sacks in that game? Yes, and 1 INT? Yeah, what happened again? How can you? Man, I was just on. I was on a whole nother level. I remember listening to Michael Jordan on one of his documentaries. You see them saying, and he said that when he turned on, I believe it was against the game that he scored 63 points in. And he said it didn't matter. He said the basketball goal, the rim, was the size of a hula hoop. I'm just paraphrasing, a hula hoop hole. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I can close my eyes and shoot the free throw. Why? Because I went to that next gear, right? And we heard people say those type of things, whereas they kick it into a next gear, and you got to be real focused and drawn into those type of things. 24/7 Cowboys says, Sadiq Charles, much love to you, Sadiq, from the red, white, and blue America's team. Love you. A positive mindset being positive results. Yeah, she got the positive results, man. Yes, indeed. Leadership is overrated. Average performers get overrated because they are viewed as a leader. That, my friend, is correct. But let's listen to this right here. Let's listen to the rest of this, and then we'll do the other one.
When does it start with Micah? When you taking it personal, and I'll say this again, you think Curse ain't taking it personal? He got to take it personal. He didn't have a nice game. You think my boy, the left guard, ain't taking it personal? He's taking it personal. How about, man, the next time we play them, we'll be mentally and physically ready. We're going to study a little film.
We won't.
We're going to get a little better.
We won't.
I'm just saying.
We'll get in the media and do a bunch of talking.
It's the ways you do
We'll
it.
put on T-shirts.
It's the ways you do it.
I'm willing to bet. We don't bet in this show, but
If we did,
don't look to the dollar. They'll have F49 shirts.
No, coach ain't gonna let that happen. Mr. Jones ain't gonna let that happen. They ain't gonna let that happen. When a team is better than you, I've been where they've been and worse. I've been 1-15. I've been where they've been and worse.
Right.
You don't do that. You don't do that. What does it prove? What does it prove? Even if you win the game, nobody's gonna pay attention to that. Nobody but these followers. You may get somebody to like you. Come on, man. The thing is, and Mike Urban said this: if you think you big now, win the big game, and you'll be great. We haven't won a big game in I don't know how long. That's whether it's playoffs or the regular season. When it counts the most, we have not showed up as a team. So when you got guys jibber-jabbing and not being able to, like Jess said, read the room, or look at your players around you, or listen to what the coach is saying, you got to show some unity. And I want to say this before we go to this break. If I'm Coach McCarthy,
Okay.
I'm reeling in some guys. And if Coach McCarthy can't reel in the guys, he need to go to Mr. Jones or Steven or Will McClay, whoever can touch the guy. You need to reel in some guys.
what do you mean by that?
Before he go into that, the great coaches know how to do that. They know how to reel in a few guys, and they know how to have that advocate for them. They know that their voice going to go on to deaf ears, right? Coaches got to have that guy in the locker room. Whether it's some people will argue and say, that's a teacher's pet, man. Why would they? No, they need that. They need to hear it sometimes from the player's voice. The coach can only say so much, man. But we got so much time left in this season. It's good to talk about it now. It'll be too late to start talking about this in December. So what Big Nate is about to say is truth. Look, Bill Parcells, we can say X, Y, and Z about him. But the first thing that he did when he got here, he picked up the phone and started calling some of the guys that he either coached, right, to be on that team, or to pick up the phone and to have somebody that's in the locker room to be the coach that he either coached before. And he drilled them, right? So we need to see this, right? We need to hear this. We do. And then the accountability will be there. Let's listen to Bill Parcells wouldn't have benched Dak. Yeah. I think that what Bill Parcells would have done if he was coaching Dak. Put it like this. I would say this. We were robbed of Tony Romo because we didn't get a chance to see Bill Parcells put his hands all over Tony. If somebody can, and I know you guys got it, he had a damn 10 commandments of what to do as a quarterback, right? From Bill Parcells, right? And if Bill Parcells was able to win a Super Bowl with what was that guy's name? Was it Chris Sims or someone like that? I forgot his name. The damn quarterback for the Giants. I'm quite sure that there would have been a Super Bowl in there if we had Bill Parcells for 10 years with the Cowboys. I'm quite sure there would have been one in there. You know what I'm saying? So Bill Parcells would have had the 10 commandments for quarterbacks, and it would have been in the hearts and mind of Tony Romo. Phil Simms, Chris Sims is his son, right? So Phil Simms, if Bill Parcells was able to win a Super Bowl with Phil Simms, I'm quite sure, if time was permitted, he would have been able to find a way to win a Super Bowl with Tony Romo. Yeah, Chris is his son. So Phil Simms. So if he was able to do that, I'm quite sure he would have been able to pull some good stuff out of even Dak Prescott. He would have had the 10 commandments there. It was Bill Parcells where I took the quote from, whereas in practice, I need to see 2 interceptions. I need to see 3 interceptions. I need Tony Romo to throw the ball down the field. I need for him to stretch the defense. But my problem is, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off of it, was it Jeff Hollister too? I thought it was Phil Simms that he won the Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl with both of those guys. Put Bill Parcells in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? That's why he got there too. He is in the Hall of Fame. He got in the Hall of Fame because of that. And the defense was straight too. But I would say this. Bill Parcells would have set the media straight and would have been able to continue to establish the culture before we was able, because he had to do a whole culture change when we were 5-11. But what we did was we were so ready to win that we rushed Bill Parcells. Who remember that? We kind of rushed Bill Parcells and didn't allow him to really get his footing. So that's why he said, shoot, if you're going to buy the groceries, if you're going to, what do you say? Y'all help me out with the statement. You know what I'm saying? At least if you're going to pay for the groceries, let me at least, pick out the groceries or something like that. Y'all help me out. At least let me cook or something, I forgot the doggone statement or saying. But Bill Parcells had to fight off all of that stuff. Parcells would have benched Dak. No, Parcells would not have allowed Dak to become Dak into that fashion of being able to be benchable. Because even during this offseason, you guys and everybody else was just like this. Don't throw the interception. Y'all starting to micro-analyze stuff and allow stuff to fester and build. When in practice, that's when you're supposed to get loose. That's when you're supposed to attempt. That's when you're supposed to have your errors. But the Cowboys, think about this, was the only team in the National Football League and practice couldn't afford to make a mistake. Had to be perfect in all thy way in practice. They had the 4-letter, the 3-letter network. Hey, look at that interception. Hey, look at that throw right there. And we're not eligible to just practice. That's the craziest thing. So Parcells would have been stumping on the media. You would have seen a real fight. The media people, they knew not to ask a wee-woo question, right? They said, nah, that Parcells going to eat me up. Just go back and watch his old press clippings, right? Go back and watch it. So let's listen to the rest of this right quick, and then we'll flip over to the conversational pool of the quarterback for the future, et cetera.
Make sure everybody's on the same page. We still got 12 more games.
Plenty more games.
You got to get these guys, hey, man, this is what we need to do. And I cracked the joke, the forest for the trees. I'm telling you, it's tree chopping now. It ain't about no big picture. You know, if somebody walk in there and to holler a Super Bowl, an NFC Championship game, hey, man, get out the locker room.
Get out of the locker room.
You taking away from what need to be done. They need to learn how to play consistent. Coach Johnson told us one time, it made the announcers, because he told the announcers this. He was going up to Green Bay, play. You know, when the fields was on both sides. I can't think of it where we was, but we went up to Green Bay. And then now, Jimmy, what about this? Jimmy, let me tell y'all something. Green Bay is not a very good team. Mm-hmm. And all I'm going to tell my team, if we just get out of here by 1 point and get this behind us, because we had a bigger game the next week, if we just get these guys and win, that's all we need. Just play mistake-free football, don't get no penalties, don't turn the ball over, and they can't beat us. And boy, they went up in arms. They ate Jimmy up, but we got out of it 2 or 3 points, maybe a touchdown. We won the game, and we went on. Yeah. These guys got to learn to just win the game.
Just win the game.
They got to learn to just win the game and be satisfied. And you got
man, some people, it won't hit them until 10 to 15 years from now. I'm like, damn, that big Nate, you know, he was speaking some truth. Just win the game. Stack that one. Win the game. Don't worry about red zone. Don't worry about defensive scoring and all of that. Don't worry about the stats. Just win the game. Do you. Don't worry about coming out there. Oh, we want to slang the ball over. We want to prove to everybody that this quarterback can throw 300 yards. That this running back can run in between the splits. Play your game. Oh, win the game. Don't matter whether or not my guy Michael Parsons is an undersized defensive edge guy or you're going to put him at Mike. He is a weapon. Win the game. We need to have people in this locker room and on this team. You drafted Sam Williams. You drafted him with a second-round draft pick. Why is he on the bench? The dude had 250 snaps last year with 4 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Why is he on the bench? You paid coins for Dorrance Armstrong. Why is he a rotation? Why is he's dead further down on a rotational pool? Whereas we got resources on this team that we can't even use. Now, granted, a leader going to make that sacrifice. A leader going to say, hey, although I may be the best shooter on this team, I just can't jack up all of I can't just take over and just be the person that's going to shoot all of the shots. In this game, it may be better for me to distribute. In this game, it may be better for me to feed the low man down in the post, right? In this game, it may be better for someone else to hit the game-winning shot. People fail to realize Michael Jordan, he didn't win the championships, all 6 of them by himself. He was on a loaded team. Maybe better for Steve Kerr to hit the game-winning shot. Down the line, it might be better for Tony to hit the game-winning shot. Ho Grant to come in and slam dunking and yamming in there. It may be better. I can turn it on. But it may be better for right now for Scottie Pippen to get things going. Oh, yeah, Robert Horry, you know what I'm saying? Saved the Lakers, yes, indeed. And at the end of the day, Robert Horry got more championship rings than most. But who celebrated? Kobe celebrated every last one of them. Kobe got all of the accolades. Big Shaq got all of the accolades. But when you say, hey, it's about me, it's on me, baby. It's on me, baby. John Paxson, it may be time for him to shoot it. You know what I'm saying? But when you isolate it and just put it on one player, don't matter how great, no matter how great you are, you ain't going to lift up that trophy at the end of the year. You'll have all of the stats, the numbers, and the accolades. Yes, indeed. Glenn Caper says, we're not fundamentally sound in any phase at all. Yes, indeed, Glenn, you're right. So what the sacrifice is, sometimes you got to step back and make the sacrifice. I remember I was watching this movie, Constantine, with Keanu Reeves in it, I believe. Yeah. And he was trying to make this deal. He was trying to save this lady, and he made the ultimate sacrifice. He tricked the devil in that movie at the end, and he didn't see it coming because he knew that he was on a pathway to go to hell. You know what I'm saying? John Constantine. But the one thing that he knew in order to save it all is making the exact sacrifice. And then when he tricked him at the end, he saw that John was about to go to the heavens. And he's like, oh, no, wait a minute. I will give him a clean lungs and heart and put him down back here on this plane so that he can make a mistake again, because I ain't finna get him. No. Sometimes you got to make the sacrifice. It would never happen if he never made the sacrifice. So sometimes these players, even though you may be looking at it saying, I'm the best defensive edge guy out here. There's nobody in the league better than me. I'm elite. But would it be better if you move yourself to being not an elite edge rusher, but an all-time great linebacker, and allow others to eat so that you can shore up the run game, so that you can take away the flats, so that even in the pinch on third downs you can take, coach, hey, now it's time for me to shoot through A gap or B gap. Now it's time for us to utilize our forces a lot better. That's leadership. That's Sam Williams coming off the edge now. That's Doris Armstrong. It's a better flow. But if I'm going to eat everything, then you probably ain't going to be able to win the big game.
To have your stars involved. Our stars are not involved offensively. Now, y'all can choose who the stars is, but I know who the number one star is right about now. That's CeeDee Lamb. They better get the kid involved.
Gave him 88, don't give him the ball. It's a weird concept. You shouldn't let him wear. You shouldn't let him wear number 2.
You got to get him involved. And that's just how I feel, man.
Because that's a bubbling situation. I'm telling y'all, that situation is more volatile than you think.
I was going to say, it's interesting you said coach reels them in or upstairs.
Somebody got to reel them in.
Because what you're starting, and this is outside perception, right? And you guys may know more than I do, but you're starting to see Dak.
My guy Alex said, let's see what the boys do tomorrow. You can wait all day tomorrow. The boys ain't going to do nothing tomorrow. I can book it. You can book that. Come on. Them boys ain't going to do nothing tomorrow. They better be watching tape and combing through some stuff. Yes, indeed. They better be sitting there making sure they getting healed and all of that good stuff. Come on. I'm messing with you, Alex. I know this is just me messing with you, though, Alex. There's no game for the Cowboys tomorrow. I'm quite sure. That, somebody's going to be still talking about Cowboys tomorrow, though,
Get frustrated in press conferences, post and pregame. You're starting to see CD physically, emotionally get frustrated. You're starting to see Micah talk about, Micah said, I don't think we were put in a position to be prepared for what they have. I feel they knew exactly what we were in. Kind of a shot of it.
That
coaches maybe
to me was worse than personal.
But this is what I'm saying.
Like you're starting to get like
you think Fred Warner ain't saying that? Fred Warner's gonna be like, we go. You know what we doing,
but you're starting
and
to see
you can't stop us.
And it's been a long time since you. One thing they've done a really good job of is being keeping everything
unit,
in-house.
yeah.
And now you're starting to see this little fray over here, and then the thread's starting to get pulled, and then the media notices it, and they grab it, and then the fans grab it, and next thing you know, you got 3 or 4 different little things going on. It's like, are they a team anymore? Which they've done a really good job. All the 8-8 seasons, you kept your business in-house for the most part.
When you speak out, just know that people can pick apart, those things. Because they're going to twist it. You know what I'm saying? I tell people, and I encourage you guys to just remember this, put it to memory, put it to heart. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies or hate it, and yet give way to hating, and don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, write this one down. If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 imposters just the same, and this is more important than it, if you can bear to hear the truth you spoken, twisted by knaves, to make a trap for fools, to watch the things you gave your whole life for, broken and stooped and build back up again with worn out tools. That is the definition of all of the things that as a Cowboy fan that we've been going through. They're going to twist our words, and they're going to make a trap for fools. And when they make the trap, the fool's going to yell it out loudly. This is what Parcells is saying. This is what the Cowboys are going through. This is what y'all don't understand this game. They've been making trap for fools off of the Cowboys team for a long time. For what they say, they make them traps and people will eat it up. People dive right into it every single time. They don't give a dog about Browns podcast, Miami Dolphins podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Now it starts to seem like there's a lot going on, just not on the field. Just outsider's perspective. All right.
Money.
Let's take our first break. When we come back, did you have something, Kurt?
No.
I'm sorry to hijack that, Kurt. I know you had some stuff.
No, you didn't hijack it, man.
I'm
You fed up?
Yeah, it's been on my mind. Like and this doesn't usually. I'm not usually that guy where stuff lingers with me.
Yeah,
and I hold on to it. But I'm telling you, man, Sunday night did not sit. And I know I picked the Niners to win the game, but the way that it's not the loss, because if they would have lost, it was a last second field goal.
They handled it.
It's how you lost. You were undressed. You were undressed on national freaking TV. Pulled your little petite panties down in front of the world.
Don't say
Wait a minute.
Don't do that.
And with no resistance.
Come on, man.
Can we go to break?
And just
can we go to break? Can we go to break? Stop this dude. Let's go to break. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my goodness, man. Come on, Jesse.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on, man. You gonna get that doggone show canceled, man. Come on, man. Oh, my goodness, man.
I want me some glory hole.
Jerry, man, it's too early, man. It's Saturday, man. This is a friends and family show, man. He said, pull that little petite panties down. With no resistance, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my goodness, man. Cowboys, man, boy. All right, so what you do in those moments, man? It's all about the bounce back now, man. It's all about... Hey man, Jesse trying to lose his job. You's about to lose your job. Oh my goodness, man. Jesse, man, that's my guy, man. I probably need to do more shows with him, man. We probably have to do. I know we both been busy, but I probably have to reach out to him and maybe one of these days, like one day out of a week, maybe a 15 to a 20-minute show, pre-recorded though, of course, because I don't want him to be castrated and sacrificed over here.
Get your damn act together.
Go ahead. Hey, all right. Good Jerry. Shout out to Jerry, man. If y'all disagree with my guy, Jesse Holler, let me know in the comment box, and we'll try to address that on another situation, And before I go too far into this, let me do this one more thing right here, because I want people to watch the entire episode with Hanging with the Boys, right? Hanging with the Boys. So click here for the full interview, boom, there we go. And that way you can go listen into that entire interview. It's on the YouTube page, and be sure to comment in the comment box, right? And let them know, let Jesse know how do y'all like his thought tracks and things of that nature, especially handling and dealing with the Cowboys to that degree. On another topic, Bobby Belt, shout out to him. He's one of my dogs over here on 105. They went into the Trey Lance conversation, and I wanted to touch and shed light on it. We're going to listen to that as well. But salute to hanging with the boys and what they do over there on their podcast. Unbelievable, great work over there. We love hearing and seeing that. Cowboy Nation, and everyone and anyone that's listening in right now. Jesse for president, I see you. Yeah. Jesse comments don't reflect the opinions of Law Nation Sports Show. Yeah, you're right. Yes, indeed. I'm independent over here. Allegedly, that's Jesse saying that the Cowboys team collectively had pennies and they pulled it down nationally on TV, and it was no resistance from the 49ers, right? Chris214, appreciate you for the $5 super chat. Do you think Jerry comments about CeeDee Lamb targets, and if the possibility of continue along with Dak play, CeeDee would sign elsewhere? Here's what I'm looking at, and I'm glad that's a good segue right here. I did a video this morning, right, and a lot of people think that, hey, Law, you're turning on Dak Prescott under the comments. No, I'm just calling out what I thought need to be addressed. Dak Prescott is not playing on the levels to get his contract extended, right? And one can argue CeeDee Lamb is not playing on a level too to get more coins, get more bags for his new contract that's up, right? And it's a shame because even my guy, Jay Jetta, the guy that's on the Vikings, I think he's hurt, right? So he's not playing to the level where he's going to get this massive contract. Justin Jefferson is on a whole different team, right? It can literally be like this. Justin Jefferson can be your new wide receiver next year for the Cowboys. And CeeDee Lamb in a weird world can be in the Vikings uniform. It can happen just like that in 1 year. If these two guys don't do something, or if the organization is not pretty much all in. And those are real things, right? So what I'm saying is we need to see something. Even in a terrible game, right? In a bad game, you can still do like this and say, hey, that person played his you-know-what off, right? And you are not getting that from Dak Prescott, right? You're not getting, hey, I don't give a dog whether the play call is bad, the wide receiver is not running the proper routes, and the defense looking terrible. In any game, you can still look at it and say, hey, that guy right there playing his you-know-what off. Hey, that guy right there, even though he's on a bad team, he's playing his you-know-what off. You're not getting that. That's all I was saying, Nah, Jay Jetta gonna get paid. Yeah. I'm just using that as a far reach of a strategy there. You know what I'm saying? So that's just all I'm saying. But Jay Jetta's not playing because he's hurt right now, and they're gonna lowball him. You know what I'm saying? That's the nature of football. That's the business end of it, right? James Newman CD franchise tag. Yeah, it is crazy. And I despise franchise tags. You know what I'm saying? CD locked in for 2 years. Where he's going? Yeah. This is CD's. This is the end of his contract, right? His contract year, right? Is it 2 more years? Y'all let me know. The Cowboys got to do something.
Sitting here trying.
I'll go over here.
Okay, we're going to talk about Trey Lance and why he's
All right, so this topic line is from 105.3 The Fan. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on it from a perspective about future quarterback stuff. And if you guys checked out my video this morning, I talked about those things. I said those things. And just for fair and balances here, give me 1 second here. I said those things this morning. Is that, they phasing out Cooper Rush. You look around the websites and things, you don't see much of Cooper Rush.
We've seen you, dog, since you've been drafted.
Yeah. So if you pay attention to, bear with me. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Yeah. If I can get to the comment sections of this part, where is it gonna be at? Y'all bear with me. Boom. Where are my comments at? Let me see if I can find these comments under here. Where are the comments on this thing? Y'all bear with me while I'm looking this up. Why it goes way right here. Here we go. Comments. Here we go. Comments. Yeah, here we go. Anything don't want to show up right here. It's showing everything but comments. Hold on. Y'all bear with me while I check out the comments on this thing. And I wanted to read some comments on this thing. It's Saturday. Look at all them videos here. Boom. Let's go with it. Yeah, my guy says he need a play caller too. Come on, those plays stink. So you're saying with no running game, bad play, calling it all on Dak Prescott. Man, please. So that I finally got a chance to get to this comment. My guy Dallas, I just wanted to say this right here. It's always going to be all on the quarterback. Let me know if I'm wrong. It will always be all on the quarterback. Because when we win games, it's the team game. It's the defense that help us win the game. It is the running game or it's the wide receivers that help us win game, right? And it's never Dak Prescott that help us win games. But when we lose game, hey, it's Dak Prescott's fault. Hey, man, we lost this game on behalf of Dak Prescott, not the defense, because the defense was out there forever, right? So it's Dak Prescott's fault. I had somebody to say, hey, man, he threw 3 interceptions. 3 of them, man, he threw 3 interceptions. The score was 28-10 at that time. They trying to field punts with the arm, you know what I'm saying? Because the game was soft reach. If you think we was going to rally back then, man, I got land on the moon for sale. They was pulling starters at that point. Now, granted, any drive can start getting some sparks going, but the Cowboys were manhandled that entire game. Cowboys got beat down. And Ford had a lot of reasons to do with that, right? The coach had a lot of reasons to do with that. The wide receivers, everybody lost in this game. That's what I wanted to point out. So it is what it is at this point. So who's the common denominator for 28 years? Because I seen somebody say, hey, Camel Toe, shout out to you. He says, Dak Prescott is the common denominator. Who is the common denominator for 28 years?
And why he's why he's the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Not really. No, look, when the Cowboys made that trade, I think we were all universal in our thought that This is mostly about they're trying to create pressure or any sort of power in a negotiation where right now they're powerless. Even if it's a silly thing in reality, they're trying to create the illusion of it anywhere they can.
Yeah.
And that's where they're stuck right now. And so that was the whole thought process behind this. But this was a really good article from Todd Archer over at ESPN. Archer, who I think is honestly the best person on the Cowboys beat. He's really, really good. Ooh. And this is a fantastic article that he wrote. So he got a chance to talk specifically to Jerry and Steven for this. And so this is stuff that has not been said.
Shout out to your Banks. He said he agreed with Jesse Holly 100%. Appreciate you for the $4.99 for your mind. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for that. Let's go.
Publicly or in any of the comments that they've had about Trey Lance. But he's telling the story about how the 3-day span back in August that just rattled Trey Lance, which was he's called into Kyle Shanahan's office. He's told, you're third on the depth chart. We'd love for you to stay. Completely understand if you are upset by this and you want out. So take some time, figure out what you want to need or figure out what you need. The 49ers apparently have described him as being devastated at this news. He really wanted things to work out in San Francisco, and he was really close with a lot of teammates. Trey Lance told Todd Archer that he still talks to his teammate or his ex-teammates in San Francisco all the time, and so he's still close with them. Maybe he's so close. Maybe he gave them all the game plan. Maybe that's what happened.
John Lynch,
did you consider that?
John Lynch had a little quote. How much info Trey Lance could share with the Cowboys about San Fran. Quote, my experience with that as a player tends to screw you up more than it helps. I mean, this isn't the Astros banging a drum for fastball or curveball. He can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people who the basic is that they don't want to know. They don't want the sign. They don't want to know. It screws them up too much. I could understand that.
Boy, coach.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, LeBron lost to the Cards, too. I feel y'all, man. Mismanagement of the team, Illmatic. Yeah. At this point, all right, so let's go down this rabbit hole, because and then we'll talk about the future of the quarterback stay, of what those guys are going to go into. On offense, I'm not even going to talk about defense because we just kicked defense around, talking about the Parsons topic. Who is playing up to their level? Is Terrence Steele right now? Would you feel comfortable saying that he's playing to the level that he should get a multi-million-dollar contract at right tackle? Should he be continue to get paid that highest paid right tackle, or one of the highest paid right tackles in the league? Are you feeling comfortable enough right now that Tony Pollard, you should sign him to a 3 to 4 year deal? Are you feeling comfortable right now saying that, hey, even Brandon Cooks, he's playing and living up to his levels of contract? Michael Gallup, $60 million, right? Is he playing up to that level? Jake Ferguson, do you feel comfortable right now with him? It's still too soon. That's what I'm trying to get at. Do you feel comfortable right now? Yeah, hey, what year deal that Michael Gallup got, a 5-year deal? Do you feel comfortable saying that right now, he's about to get paid all of his coins? Nobody still earned his money yet, but is he playing up to the levels of money that he earned? Nobody right now. So I know you want to say, hey, yeah, Prescott, he's on the back end of his contract. There's not room to say, yeah, even he is playing to a level that you feel comfortable playing at. You know what I'm saying? Right? My guy Herbert says Steele is getting worked. Yep. No, Herbert says Steele is playing with a tender ACL. Do you think that the stat people going to put an asterisk and say tender ACL? You got a no trade clause on that contract. You can't trade Dak. Nobody, right? So that's what we were saying. There's not one person that you can even make the justifications of that they are playing good on offense at this point. Yeah. Wait a minute, no. He put a whole. We can't do that as a friend and family show, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, bro. Can't put that up there. That boy put a whole wiener up there. You know, you can't do that. Come on, man. Get that out of here. Get that out of here.
Coast to coast. Tampa to San Francisco. We got the NFL taking shots at the Astros. Everybody hates them. But so Trey Lance took about 90 minutes apparently. Left, took 90 minutes to think about it, came back, told John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, yeah, I'd like to leave, please. And so what was interesting was the team that was most aggressively on Trey Lance early on, the team that apparently the league was pretty universal and they thought he was going, was Buffalo. That Buffalo was really interested in bringing him in and thought that they could do some different things with him. And ultimately, though, when the Cowboys found out, Jerry got on the phone and they offered up a 4th round pick, and they made sure it was you take this or you don't get it. It was, you do not get to get off the phone with us. You do not get to go take this anywhere else, use it as leverage. This is the offer. 4th round pick. You tell us now on the phone or it's not happening.
Very Shark Tanky.
It was, and it worked. It worked in the sense that if you think Trey Lance has the value that you need, or if you'd rather have the 4th round pick, but it worked. San Francisco agreed to it, said, all right, let's go. Trey Lance comes here. There's a couple things here that were really important to the Cowboys that Todd says. Now, I've kind of recapped it here. I'm going to read off of this because I think this is really important the way that Todd breaks this down. He says there was an off-the-field component that Jerry had to understand, and I don't think we've heard this part of it. The biggest concern for the Cowboys was not Dak's psyche, was not anything else. It was just his health. They had concern about Trey Lance because he had suffered a broken right index finger in a preseason game as a rookie. He had his 22 season end with a fractured left fibula and ligament disruption. And given some of the issues they've had with quarterback injuries recently, like they wanted to make sure that if he's coming in here that he's healthy. So it wasn't the level of play. It wasn't, is he a bust? They're confident in their evaluation of him. They like him a lot. Their biggest concern was how healthy is he? Can we get this medically cleared? Is it something that we feel comfortable with, our doctors feel comfortable with? And ultimately, they did. Jerry said he felt comfortable with everything that he saw. Team apparently felt comfortable with it. He says what Jones did not worry about was Prescott's psyche. Prescott.
Before he go into that wonderful soliloquy about psyche of the quarterback, when you some people feel comfortable with certain things, right? And they say, yeah, they're cool with it. But in the mindset, in the back of their mind, you know, they're not cool with it. They would say they're okay. And it reminded me of this movie I watched. Shout out to my guy Robert, you know, great movie, Richards. Great actor. You know, he played on My Cousin Skeeter. Got a chance to meet up with him this year and at SportsCon and beyond. And we got some projects that we're going to be working on in the future. Derek Harris says, our offense won't reach the next level without change up at running back. In my opinion, that helps create the identity where we are missing. Yeah. Well, we'll find out, man. We're going to have to give Tony Pollard a little time to fit right on in. And unfortunately, that's just how that goes right there, you know. He played in this movie. My guy Robert played in the movie called Vicious Affairs. Vicious Affairs. It's out on certain sectors right there. And the name of the movie is Vicious Affairs. And when you start to think of Vicious Affairs, what it is about husband and wife. They together. They've been together for like 8-10 years, what have you. They don't have kids. And the wife best friend is pretty much going through a divorce. So the wife thought it would be okay, you know, for the best friend, you know, since it was a brutal divorce process, for her to live with them. And it was cool, you know, but the husband was like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a good idea, you know what I'm saying? And by all men in the house, you know what I'm saying? We are men, you know what I'm saying? You know a pretty woman when you see one, right? You know something that look good when you see it, you know? So to make a long story short, it's on Tubi. Shout out to you, 24/7. Yeah, so you probably seen the movie on Tubi. Yeah. Vicious Affairs. Not many women in this room right now that's watching is okay with their best friend living with them with their husband. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? What can go wrong with that is the ideal of one day a slip up. Of one day, something is going to happen. It can be accidentally coming out of the shower. It can be accidentally walking into the room at the wrong time. You won't feel comfortable. And that is, I'm okay with it. I'm good. Shoot. Ain't that right, Paul? Ain't that right? So Trey Lance is exactly like that. You know, it's like my guy Paul in the chat, right? He said, heck no. It's like, yeah, man, you know, he with his lady, he with his wife or what have you. And then, hey, The Rock falls on bad time. Paul and The Rock are best friends, best buds, you know what I'm saying? Best buddies, you know what I'm saying? Good people, you know what I'm saying? And Paul going to work and The Rock, you know what I'm saying, is at the house somewhere in there, you know what I'm saying? Do you trust your wife that much, Paul? Paul gonna be like, nah. Hey, if I'm going to the store, we going to the store. And he a grown man. He got to figure it out on his own. You know what I'm saying? So here's what it is. So you can talk about the psyche and all of that. Dak Prescott is a quarterback coming off of a bad year that everybody was talking about, insert Cooper Rush. You know what I'm saying? And not only do you have Cooper Rush in, who's 5-1 as your backup quarterback, your backup is 5-1. You got another backup quarterback who was drafted in the first round. I don't care if he didn't pan out. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. You know, hey, so that's just what it is. He says, Dirty South MVP says, Tubi got the biggest collections of low-budget black movies out there. It's a bigger story behind that, too. You know what I'm saying? But it's a bigger story on who sponsor movies and how they get their sponsors. And also, right now when movies come out, there's a writer's strike. So you got more and more independent movie creators out there and directors just doing it just like I'm doing it right here. See, and here's another thing. If Law Nation jumps to Tubi TV, y'all need to support me, man. If I have a movie coming out on Tubi, you know what I'm saying, just support your brother. You know, just know the elevation is about to happen. You know, don't dog Tubi too bad. You know what I'm saying? Watch through those commercials and say, hey, man, I know that dude right there, that Law Nation in them. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these people are independent, and that's one of the distribution platforms that you can be on, you know. So sometimes you gotta crawl before you walk. And see, that's another thing. Everybody want their TV shows and everybody want to be big ticket offers they want. I saw Soul Plane. I saw Kevin Hart in some crazy movies starting off. Now look at Kevin Hart. You know what I'm saying? You know, so sometimes you gotta start small. You know what I'm saying? And to work your way up to start getting to the big levels, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to think big, but you got to start off small, you know what I'm saying? Or show up hands of people who understand that, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, that's just how it is. you got to.
You think it's small. We need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big. You need to be thinking big. Think big.
So sometimes you gotta go small before you get big. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's just what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go with this right here. Let's go. Let's listen to it.
The face of the team was not told by Jones of the deal beforehand, which we already knew that. But what Jerry told directly to Todd Archer was, I know that top quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks, really do want as good a talent behind them as they can. They say, can you really say that with a straight face? Nobody wants a threat to their job. Okay, Nobody. You don't threaten Dak Prescott's job in my mind at all. You can't, because he's such a great leader. He's established what he's done in his career. There's no question. If healthy, we want him on the field trying to win football games for us. So that's not an issue either, and it's a fact of life that you are better off as a team, the better backup quarterback backing you have, because they do get hurt. So that's interesting to me, is that Jerry is talking about Dak as not, you don't want to threaten your quarterback's job.
Jerry can say all he wants, you know what I'm saying? But I haven't found somebody, you know what I'm saying, that said, yeah, man, let The Rock or any of those people, name me another celebrity that's out there. Yeah. Idris Elba, I'm gonna help my guy Idris Elba out, and I'm gonna let him stay in the house with me and my wife. No, nobody gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Idris is a good dude. You know what I'm saying? Morris Chestnut and all of those boys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna have them at the house, at the crib. You know what I'm saying? They going through some rough times, some tough times right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Morris Chestnut said that he needs some towels in the shower upstairs. Honey, can you run those towels upstairs? Come on, man. Run those towels. He's in the shower. Honey, can you bring them towels to him? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, you got to have some strong confidence with that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Yeah, and it's like you at the crib and you said, well, that's Ice Spice. She gonna be staying with me for a couple of months till she get back on her feet. You know what I'm saying? She just think I'm a munch, but she gonna be staying with me. That's okay. It should be no pressure. You know what I'm saying? And Ruby Rose gonna be staying next weekend. It should be no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Look, T.A. Cowboy, would you allow Ruby Rose and Ice Spice to stay with you and your man? You know what I'm saying? Come on, got to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Ruby Rose and Ice Spice, they just having a bad moment right now, bad year. So. Yeah, Lauren London gonna stay with us for a couple of years, man, until she get over the loss of Nip. You know what I'm saying? She all right. She's a good friend of mine. No, come on, Dre. Dre Matty. No pressure. You know what I'm saying? No, Tubi is awesome. Yes, indeed. Hey, check out my guy movie too, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Vicious Affairs. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Yeah, but y'all get the context of it now. You know what I'm saying? T.A. Cowboy said, nah, that's bullshit. Nah. You got confidence. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed.
Or you can't do that. You can't threaten your quarterback's job. You can't bring that in. He's saying, no, I don't believe you can threaten Dak's psyche. I could do anything I want, and he would not be threatened by it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Do we think that Dak's psyche right now is a little shaky?
Which is
All right, so the movie I was talking about is my guy, my dog, man, A Vicious Affair. This is a real good movie, man, and this is Megan Good's sister, not Megan Good, and that's his wife. So what happened in the movie, I ain't going to tell you all of the movie. She goes through a divorce, and his wife was like, well, you come stay with me until you get good, you know what I'm saying, to get better with things, you know what I'm saying. It ain't gonna work that way, y'all. It ain't gonna happen that way, y'all. It's not gonna happen, Some people are like, nah, Law, you know what I'm saying? He wrong. He shouldn't even be looking at the best friend like that, period. You know what I'm saying? That's his fault. You know what I'm saying? The pressure on him, Oh my goodness, man. You think he'll feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? Or you think she should feel comfortable with that in the house? Dak ain't throw the ball no more than 5 yards. Yeah, he got to throw that ball deep. Mm-hmm. So who is Jerry Jones to say? Hey, he all right. He shouldn't be having any worries at all. He okay. He could take care of that. He should be okay. Why put him in that position? That's number one comment of the day. Why put him in that position, Why even put him in that position, right? So, in actuality, she's like Jerry Jones right here because, and this Dak Prescott, and this Trey Lance or Cooper Rush, you know what I'm saying? Why even put him, well, I understand Cooper Rush, but why even put him in that position? Why you put him in that position? I can turn anything to anything, right? So I said, Law, you can turn anything into anything, boy. You out your mind. You know.
All I ask.
The only thing that I know for sure will be smooth selling is Shay Sharp. You know, Shay Sharp, you know, he's scared to do certain things. From what I heard from his mouth, you know, to the podcast world, you know.
All I ask.
Wait a minute.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, you know I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
Lay your head on my pillow and just relax.
The little off road.
Not because of Trey Lance. Because of everything.
Not because of Trey Lance.
No.
But definitely, look, here's the thing. He was, and I think we talked about the time, I think you guys could see it on his face when he did the media stuff. He was annoyed by the Lance trade. Not that it was, they went out and got somebody. He was just annoyed by, I have to stand up here in an emotional moment with the whole Will Grier thing, and now you're going to make me take direct questions, whether valid or not. I'm going to have to take direct questions about my job status and how I feel about this while I'm sitting here trying, like I'm getting out of what was a really emotional moment for us with our teammate of ours, a guy that we've been really close with and worked close with for 3 years.
Yeah, I get that, but like, you know, and I understand.
Let me pause. I got to pause it due to, you know, copyrights and everything and fair use. So that's why I'm pausing in between the statements here. I want to say this too. Just to piggyback off of this, you know, vicious affairs. You know, look out, Law may be on part 2, by the way. Oops, I said it out loud, you know. So if I'm on Tubi TV, y'all go out there and support me. You know what I'm saying? And my guy, Robert right here. The whole thing was, he was annoyed. He was like, literally in this movie, he was like, hey, you know, tell your friend we can put her in a hotel, we can put her in an apartment, we can pay extra money because they got money, they had money flowing with money. We can put her literally somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I know she's going through it right now, but at all costs, it's about you and I. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already know how the rest goes. I ain't gonna tell y'all so much. I ain't gonna tell y'all too much more. But he was annoyed by it, you know, and at least he spoke up about it. Dak Prescott is not in the room that he can speak on it, right? And say, hey, I'm annoyed by it. What else he can say? All he can say is hey, I can show him the ropes. I can show him what need to be done. But when he playing like he got two hands on the steering wheel, the seat pulled all the way to the front, the two seatbelts on, he buckled his seatbelt on, he buckled the passenger seatbelt on, and he's driving this thing like he refusing to make a mistake. I don't want to speed too fast. If I get a ticket, they might take me to jail, you know what I'm saying? They might put the other guy in, you know what I'm saying? And I won't have time to, and now, shoot, at the end of the game, let me try to play freely. And it's picked off. It's picked off 3 or 4 times.
Dan, like, I assume the Will Grier aspect bothered him the most.
That was it.
That's my assumption. Because, like, if it bothers you to take questions about the third string quarterback, like, I mean,
yes,
get over it, man.
Right.
Like, you're Dak freaking Prescott, and that dude that you just traded for is, like, no disrespect, like, he's a nothing.
That's like Peyton getting worked up over Jeffrey being brought. Oh yeah, you did. You did get worked up.
I'm gonna draw an analogy here. All right, I'm gonna draw an analogy.
He's gonna bring his wand out on you.
Here to our show. Okay,
I just gave an analogy. It was
you
pretty
just
good.
Did.
We talked about you and I had talked about this yesterday when I was walking out.
When I had to scold you.
I was a little
JJ.
No, not that, but see, that's exactly where I'm going with this. Was that I was a little frustrated with something at home right in the break, right after Jerry. I had just gotten a text, made me a little frustrated. We come back into the reaction segment. It probably bled a little, but the problem is that now I'm having to like I'm talking about the Jerry situation with a demeanor that's probably more impacted by this, but the time looks bad. For Dak, I think it was, you're forcing me to take questions that are naturally going to look controversial, and I'm going to be upset about something else.
No doubt.
And so it's going to look bad because it's going to look like I'm upset about this.
Yes.
And now you've made people confuse my emotions.
Very good. That was a better analogy.
And so
that's a real good analogy, y'all, man. It's all fun and game, man. It's Saturday, and I thought I'd put a little comical relief into it. But if you want to watch the entire video without me pausing and rewinding and stopping, there's the link there to 105.3 The Fan, the future of this Cowboys team with the quarterback. It's about 15 to 20 minutes long. So you can watch the entirety there. I just wanted to say that, I'm not saying that, in order for Dak Prescott to play good, take the competition away from him. No, I'm not saying that at all. So I don't want nobody to think that, this dude not built for the moment. And right now, these are only speculations mixed in with some observation. We can look. It's to the point now that if I were to do a poll and say, do y'all miss Kellen Moore, I think the poll would be 80-20. 80% of the people say, I miss Kellen Moore now. And Kellen Moore was good. It wasn't his fault, right? And if I were to do a poll of, would you rather, move on from Dak Prescott or keep Dak Prescott, I'm thinking that is from where I can see from the fan base, it's like 60-40 split, right? 60% is willing to move on. 40% is willing to keep Dak Prescott here. And that number could be obscured a little bit too, because when I walk around Dallas and I'm in the area and I'm talking to people, people say, hey, man, I love this team. I love this team, man. I love what we doing, man. And they ask me this. That's how they ask, hey, man, what's going on with Dak? People genuinely care, you know what I'm saying? Like if y'all in Dallas area, just let me know, show of hand. And there's not a lot of advocacies out there, man. There's not a lot of people positively speaking on Dak Prescott's behalf right now, And he need to have a great game. Not a good game, not an average game or a bad game. He need to have a great game. We would accept it in the league game, but he just need to have a great game this coming Monday night. So whatever it is, get into rhythm. I think that we got pieces here. We got weapons here. We don't need to say, hey, we need more weapons. He got it here. CeeDee Lamb, he's a weapon. Brandon Cooks, at least you got on his resume that he had all of those 1,000 yards. We need to start seeing that, right? Right. So we need to play with that, So it's just what it is. For right now, that's the temperature. And it's still in the middle of we're not even in the middle of the season yet. You know what I'm saying? We got a long way to go, man. Oh yeah, Verdi says Antonio Brown stayed with Brady, stayed at Brady's house. What happened to that? You know what I'm saying? What happened on the end of that? You know what I'm saying? Garvin says, Law, I honestly think Dak does see ghosts when he plays the 49ers, laughing out loud. Yeah, and he need to bounce back. He need to have a good game, man, or great game. Not a good game, a great game. We need to dub. All right, so this is how it goes. We need the W. Granted, I would take 6-3. I don't care how that goes. I would take a score 3-2 right now. You know what I'm saying? And going into this bye week, and we kick one field goal, and I would take that for a team win. And then if it's score 3-2, we can literally say, well, the defense shut that team down to 2 points, right? Or really, the defense shut the team down to 0. I would literally take 3-0. But for the sake of this franchise and organization, even with the victory, we need to see more from the quarterback. We need to see more from Mike McCarthy. We need to see more from everybody that's on this team on the offense. So it is what it is. Right now, that's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. So at the end of the day, the Dallas Cowboys, I told people, man, people will make it feel as if though it's fire and brimstone when we win, when we lose. And when we lose, hey, man, it's the end of the world. And that's just how it goes being a Cowboy fan. Unfortunately, let me see if I can pull this up. Hold on, bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can find this right here. Boom. Oh, y'all can see that. Boom. Let me see if I can. We'll talk a little bit about this. Make it look pretty for y'all right here. Boom. So that's Tony Pollard's. Right now, his market value is $6.3 million. He is in the realms of right now a 3-year contract for $19 million. If he continued to be at the pace that he's at right now, he's 26 years of age. Right now, he's getting paid north of that. He's on the franchise tax. He's getting about 10.5, close to $11 million. I'm quite sure he's on that page right there. And I don't think that right now, if we continue down this pathway, that we would see something as it relates to a big contract from him. Speaking of the contracts, basically. My guy, C.D. Lamb. Normally, when we look at this, $24.4 million is annual APY. That will put him at 4-year, $97 million. Whenever we look at this, normally from wide receivers and quarterbacks, it's always calculated north of that number from Spot Rack, So it's always going to do that. It's always going to do that. So he's in the wheelhouse of an A.J. Brown type of contract, 4-year, $100 million, 25 DK Metcalf. He had a 3-year, $72 million. So and DJ Moore and Terry McLaurin, as you guys can see down there, based off the age and the average status quo of that. So in the mind of my guy C.D. Lamb, he's in a contract year. He's wanting to be here long term. And it's frustrating when you're not able to get the ball. It's frustrating when you say, hey, I'm open. Throw me the ball. I need to get paid, man. You know what I'm saying? Without saying that. You know what I'm saying? He got to do all of that in his mind. So right now, at this point and at this time, people got to understand the small things. When you don't go ahead and rip off the Band-Aid and pay that man before the season kickoff, he know that, hey, I'm on a prove-it stage. Right now, granted, yes, we got to pay. We already paid Trayvon Diggs, got his bag. Yes, we got to formulate a reason to why to pay my guy Michael Parsons. So those are the things right there. He made a rushing touchdown? Okay. And the next, last but not least, you got Dak Prescott. $48.4 million. $48.4 million. They put him at a 4-year deal, $193 million. That will put him at the rank number 5 of NFL contract for quarterbacks. And they'll put him in the wheelhouse of Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson. Based off of his stats, his age, and accolades. The other quarterbacks out there in the market, I don't know what. I think that my guy Kirk Cousins is like 38, something like that, million, something like that, right around that corner, So that's the reality here. His last contract, he signed a 4-year, $160 million deal with the Cowboys, including $66 million signing bonus. $126 million of that was guaranteed on an average annual salary of $40 million. Prescott will earn $1.7 million in restructured bonus of $29.3 million, while carrying a cap hit of $26 million of dead money. Cap value is $89 million. So for right now, the cap hit right now, the dead cap money for those who say, hey, just cut them, get rid of them, is $89 million for right here. Ain't nobody is willing to do that for 2023. For those who knee jerking, it'd be a dead cap hit of $89 million. So next season, the cap hit will be $61.9 million. So, or the cap hit, but the cap hit will be 59. Next year will be the dead cap money. I always look at the dead money, the dead cap. I don't look at the cap hit. I look at the dead cap, and it will be $61 million. Let me say that again, $61 million. 2025, that's when you have the 36. So what you can do is you can prorate it and cut before June 1st or what have you and slice that in half. And although your cap hit will be excruciating, you would just take the losses of a 34 and you split that for 2 years. I don't think that people will even do that. So potential payout in 2024, you can do a 3-year, $126 million with the $61 million of dead cap space. That's potential payout. So nobody's going to do that, y'all, for what y'all bagging for. The best thing to do, and then of course, that'll be the market value rate right here. I'm going to tell y'all, man, who is winning this contract? Of course, the money always got to be transferred. But CAA, Todd France, them boys whooped Jerry Jones, man, in that contract negotiation. Them boys won. Them boys beat the doggone owners left and right with that contract. Ain't nothing you can do about it. But wait it out. Now you can squeeze and say, okay, battered egos and things like that, and say, all right, cool. Let me work with Trey Lance and announce that Trey Lance will be your starting quarterback while you sit on the bench eating $60 million. Shh. Nobody gonna do that, y'all. You can pull up Trey's contract. He signed a 4-year deal because it's a rookie's contract, $34 million. Contract with the San Fran includes $22 million signing bonus. 34 of that is guaranteed. So on his average annual, of course, that's $8.5 million. In 2023, his base is $940,000. Cap hit of $940,000. So all of that stuff was kind of like kicking the can down the road. And the Cowboys is only on the loops for $940,000 this year. If they cut them, of course, they absorb the dead cap space with a dead money of 6.2 because they got him under contract. So the best thing the Cowboys to do is say, hey, Trey, learn the offense, learn all you can, and we will see what you look like in 2024 and 2025. It's a long man's game, y'all. That's just what it is. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's just what it is. So don't, yeah, somebody said that. No doubt, man. I hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. And give me, yeah, Jerry says all I ask.
All I ask.
Let me see what we can do here. I'm gonna check in with fam and see what they doing, because they've been chilling, and y'all hold tight with me there. And let's see if fam said they ain't doing nothing, we'll keep the show going. But if they want to get out and about, then we gonna dip. So y'all bear with me. Put some music on the background. Yeah, can y'all hear that? Y'all bear with me. Let me see what they want to do. Good show so far, by the way. Y'all bear with me. All right. All right. Yeah, they ain't doing nothing. I stay in a house full of ladies, so they watching Bobby Worlds, so they said, I said, what y'all want to do? They said, everyone relax, watch Bobby World. Barbie World, I ain't finna watch no Barbie World, so I'm gonna talk to y'all. Is this okay?
Sacrifice.
Lord, ain't finna watch no, I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I ain't finna watch that. I ain't finna watch that, y'all. So I'm gonna talk to y'all, man.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super thorough.
Or should I go watch Barbie World? All right, 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. That's the hotline, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all, man. Y'all better not bring up Barbie World. Yes, indeed. Come on. We can open up the phone lines, man.
There is one other participant in the conference. All
help me,
participants are muted.
The inside caramel just like 100 grand. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for
Hey, my guy DC for life say, Law, now come on, man. Now you know you already watched Barbie World. They finna watch it again. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I do like that Element movie that's on Disney. Disney Element is go hard, man. So if y'all want to watch anything, man, that Element movie on Disney go hard. Trayvon, man, you live, man, from the 253, man. You live.
Already, man. How you doing, Law?
Man, I'm doing well, man. You saving me from Bobby World. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm gonna go back to the studios, you know.
Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about, well, when we was talking about these quarterbacks, the only thing I got to say is that when you're dealing with an offense and you're in the game, think about Aaron Rodgers. When he see a play that's been called that is not what he sees on the football field,
right,
he changes the play at the line.
Right.
And I think that was what everybody's been talking about, is that Dak just goes with what is called, and he don't see the defense as what it has switched up on the field for what the play has been called.
Here's what I've been seeing from a lot of people who break down film and got it out there with all 22. It's nice, right. You know. They said that Dak Prescott pre-snap is pretty good, but his post-snap, you know, his progressions and reading what is going on out there on the field, he's not having that mental clock out there. It could be big trust that he's not trusting. It could be the fact that, you know, like most people saying, he's regressing and things like that. Well, to make a long story short, this still going to be, regardless of whether or not it's the perfect play that's drawn out or a bad play, people going to be looking at it like, you the one driving. You know what I'm saying? You driving it. So you're going to have to protect it and figure out ways. So if it's a play that you ultimately don't like, you should have full control, the audible out of it, which I think he do, and just run the play that you think that's going to win. It's your game, right? So this should be taking that part of this particular offense to that level. That's what people are saying.
Yeah. And, you know, I listen to Hanging with the Boys every day.
Oh, you listen to them every day?
That, yes, sir. And that clip that you played, I definitely seen that show. And Jesse hit it right on the doggone head. He was right on point. And then Nate right behind him, because, you know, if you're gonna talk about these things, you got to be about it, basically.
Right,
don't talk about it if you can't be about it. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't listen to them every day, but what I can say is just listening to that episode there, man. They're not beating up Parsons. They're not beating up the team. No. They just saying, hey, if the team want to get to this level, they're gonna have to, you know, change some stuff. And there's still plenty of season left, man.
Oh, no question. I think they were saying, he didn't read the room, and the timing of his not only his words but his actions out there on the football field after the game wasn't the right move to do.
Yeah, I mean it's just the way of how you know construct things, right? On how you position
There it
yourself into that nature
Yes,
there.
sir.
So yeah, you're right, man. Appreciate you for calling in. What else you got before I let you go, man?
All right, man. How about them damn Cowboys, baby?
How about them? Hey, you a married man?
No, sir, I'm not.
You ain't dating nobody?
I'm trying to get there. Yes, sir, I am.
Oh, okay, because
That's
so,
right.
so,
Yes,
so
sir.
I was going to ask, it was my analogy on point, you know what I'm saying? With Ice Spice and Ruby Rose, would you say, hey, you know, them my two
Yes,
girls
sir.
right there, and they going through some bad time right now. I'm just going to invite them over to the house, you know what I'm saying? They going to stay for a couple of days. Lady ain't going to agree with that, Trayvon.
Oh, no, not at all. They're going to look at you sideways out the head and say, you can do it if you want to.
Yeah.
Where you going to be at?
Yeah, where you gonna
won't
be
be
at?
in this house.
Most certainly, man. I had to make sure. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah, no
indeed.
doubt, brother.
No doubt, man. Good call from Trayvon, man. Just had to ask him that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. My guy who was on the money with it, I got JV for the 901. You're live on the Nation.
Law Nation, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Holla at me, man. What's on your heart?
Man, sure. I just want to say, look at that. This past weekend, it was kind of rough for sure. You know, hey, it ain't the end of the way. It is week 5.
Week 6 now. Yeah. Week 6 now. Heading to week 6.
Yeah, it's week 6 now.
Yeah.
You know, but sure, I mean, they act like the playoffs begin in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And nobody can sit up here and improve over the course of the next, what is it, when we're talking about the next 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months, yeah.
3 entire months of improvement. But, hey, we understand, so everybody needs to be stationary and stuff where they're at. And everybody who's peaked now at week 6, need to stay exactly where they are. And there needs to be no more changes that way, so you know, we know exactly what's going on and what's going to happen in February.
Yeah.
Or we can sit up here and we can be a true fan of your team and support them as they grow throughout this season. Because we knew they weren't perfect when they came out of training camp.
Yep.
But we also knew that we got some guys on this squad that's gonna need some growth. And that's gonna break your hearts in crucial moments. But they're gonna learn what they're gonna learn throughout the process of this season.
Yep.
We can't sit up here. I mean, just because of what happened the way it was horrible.
Yeah, it was a terrible loss, man.
Yeah, it was horrible. But man, look at it was a regular season game in week 5, and now you know what I'm saying, it's on to week 6. And we still got week 8, 9, 10, 11, because we got to buy in week 7 until we get to week 17, and then we find out where we're going to be concerning the postseason, and that's when it all truly matters.
Yeah, that's look. I would rather get hot on the latter part than to be hot September in October. Yeah, you're right.
And everybody knows, every single individual who has any kind of trash to talk about the Cowboys knows they're going to be around when the postseason starts.
Yeah. I can still see this team getting it together, though. Yeah, I'm right on the page with you.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, it's bad. It's bad, but hey, you know, I believe in this team. I believe in the guys on this squad. I believe that things can get better, and we'll make a change for the better.
Yep.
And true, a lot of things that happen during the season are going to be forgotten about when the postseason starts.
Man.
Just to be honest with you.
I can't wait, man. I appreciate you for calling in, JV, man. You right on the money with it.
Hey, have a great one.
You as well.
How about the Cowboys?
How about them, man? Good call from them. Hey, look, it's no rush, y'all. Hey, it's no rush. But we want to see, of course, it's Color Rush this Monday night. We want to see some improvements right now. And right now, everything looks stale and on offense and defense. And we need a bounce back. And hopefully it will be Monday night. Ain't this right? I got the 623. You're live on the Nation. Talk to me. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. 623. You're live.
What up, Law?
What up, man? Who I'm speaking with?
This James Newman, man. How you doing, my brother?
What's good, man? You said Terrence Newman. What's?
No, ain't no Terrence. How you doing, man?
Are you related to him, man?
Hey, man. I just had to breathe on you real quick. Pause, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pause. You know.
Yeah. Just pause. My thing is, Law, quick question I want to ask you, man. When you do all your analysis and you look at a quarterback, what is your main attribute? What is the main thing that you look for?
Look, the main thing is, can they win games? You know what I'm saying? Or is he a game winner? You know what I'm saying? Do he have that, what we call out here, are the things that the intangibles, right? Like somehow this dude is here and we winning games. I don't know how it's, look, I don't know how it's done, but do he win games? And then that's number one. And then number two, of course, accuracy. We look for those things. We look for progressions, and then we look for determination. Like, is he diving instead of sliding? Is he playing clock games? Right. Whereas I like, even though the game was put away, I like the way, I think a couple of weeks ago, Mahomes, I think it was against the Jets. He could have ran it in for a touchdown, but he knew that let me just kneel it right here in the field, let the clock burn clock, and we win game. So I'm looking at that too, playing the fields. You don't have to always throw a touchdown or a big play, but can you just play the game within the game? Play the field position. Play that, That's how I look at it,
So our quarterback got how many touchdowns this year? 4 or 5?
I think he got like 4. I think he got like a low number. Let me pull him up while you say that, while you bring that up. Go ahead, expound upon that. You know we missed 3, right?
Missed
already
3 this year, right? Yeah. CD versus the Giants, he threw him high. You got to hit the throw, brother.
He got 5 touchdowns. He got 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,000 yards, and it shows here he only have about. Let me see how many yards he got rushing. About 39 yards rushing, something like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I get it with the legs. It's hard in that form now to be able to run. I get it. But you got to make the throw. So the CD throw versus the Giants, we got to hit that, even though we blew them out. Because that just sets you up for later on, I feel like, throughout the year. Then he missed the 2 throws in Arizona. I'm sorry. You have to put that throw to CD on the back corner of the end zone. He threw it and it hit the defender on the head, and then the one to Gallup.
You think is D-Hop dropping that? Is Moss dropping that? Is Dez Bryant dropping that?
CD is not Moss though, bro. You know.
I'm just telling you, Dez Bryant dropping that? Is Dez Bryant dropping that?
No, Dez and Romo had the best back shoulder fade jump ball route ever in the NFL history, and I just wish that he would maybe reach out. Maybe learn how to make that throw, because that's going to set us apart. That's going to take our offense to the next level when our quarterback is able to make these intricate throws that will help us, I think, maybe bust through once we get into the red zone, even though we didn't get in there last Sunday. But
yeah, we didn't get in there. We didn't even see the red zone area. Dak Prescott this year has been allergic to the touchdowns. And, he's five touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's not a good resume right there as far as a quarterback number stats. It's not going to cut it, and he's going to be like some people said, if Pat missing throws, Pat Mahomes didn't look that good against Denver, but they come out with the dub, right? And there have been games that people said that even Russell Wilson, he had garbage time stats, but he haven't been looking good at all this year collectively, their team. So I mean, every year is a year-to-year league. But the Cowboys quarterback, we got to win games, and we got to win games a certain type of way. You just can't be winning games because we're 3-2. It appears that it feels like we're 2-3, right?
Right. See, that's wrong. So we look. Hopefully, we're not going to lose Monday. But if we lose Monday going into the bye, I feel like it could be catastrophic for our season. I mean, because again, We already have that'll be 2. So we got 2 NFC losses. That's going to matter when it comes down to the positioning in the playoffs.
Right.
And then to go into the a bye week with the loss versus who they got? Samuel, Derwin James, Matt, Bosa. It's like San Francisco South. I mean, we got to really be on our game, brother. Or, I feel like it can go off the rails quick, man. So
that's all go off the rails, man.
Cowboys is 83. So I just want my team to do right, man, by the fans. And I feel like they're not doing right by the fans, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, man, for calling in, Jay. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. That's Jay Newman right there.
Blessings to everybody.
Yes, indeed. So, yeah, man, it's going to be viewed that way regardless, of how things looking as it relates to that, so that's just how it goes. And unfortunately, we need the results. We need to see whether or not this dude can do it for us. A lot of people, he's going to be viewed differently. It's just how it goes, unfortunately. So Monday Night Football right around the corner. It says if Dak is top 5. Yeah. I feel y'all, man. Name me the quarterback stat that y'all want me to look up, because a lot of people talking about that stat ratio. Here's Jalen Hurts. He 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, right? My guy Josh Allen is 11 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. What's the other quarterback that y'all want me to look up? I can look them up while we here. Let me pull them up right here. Yeah, so that's 6 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, right? If you want to, and then we know for sure we talk about this offense not looking up to snuff, and that's how it goes right now. 337, you're live on the Nation. Talk to me.
What's up,
man? All is well. Can't complain, fam.
Hello.
Yeah. You live on the Nation.
Hey, what's up, Law?
All is well, man. Can't complain.
Look, man. I was at the game. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm not gonna hold you long, man.
No worries. Mm-hmm.
I flew in all the way from Lafayette, Louisiana, watched the game for San Francisco. Our routes not being run correctly. Mm-hmm. I think we have a lot of problems with just paying attention to details of route running. And as a Cowboy fan, it's so disheartening to hear the Cowboy fans complaining, other Cowboys fans complaining. Right now, we may not be in the best position, but we better than some teams out there.
Yeah.
So I just want you to kind of maybe when some of these fans don't understand, when we go in these other stadiums, man, look, when I tell you those San Francisco 49er fans was vicious, dude, I was not ready.
They're vicious.
Man, it took everything in me not to knock somebody in the daggone mouth. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the thing I want us to understand is we just got to understand, man, every day, every Sunday, any team the Cowboys playing, they bringing their A game, bro. Period.
Yep.
They're trying to knock our heads off. And as fans, we got to stand united, man. Everybody on Dak, man. Look, I think Dak going to be all right, man. You feel me?
Yep.
I really do. I think he's going to be all right. I think we're going to get this thing under wraps with all this Dak talk and stuff, man. Look, Dak ain't going nowhere. Get it in your head, man, and stuff, but you can't put it all on Dak's shoulders. If the receiver's not running the correct route, if the receiver's not going at it 100% hard, everybody got to do their job.
The only thing I agree with you, but the only thing is nobody's gonna bring that up. Nobody's gonna mention that. That was told to the people last year, right? That the receivers are running all hook routes, right? And now the receivers not running the best routes. Now they're not. Even though two things can be true, two things can be true, but that's just how it goes. And people are looking for something. Yeah, you there at the game.
I'm there at the game. I'm watching the receivers. They're not. Just because you may not think the ball coming, man, you got to sell that route, bruh.
Yeah.
And you really got to run the precise route. And if Dak can't rely on you to run that precise route every time consistently and fight through them DBs and the safeties holding you and whatnot, man, you still gotta play. You gotta play through the whistle, man.
You do. You stay in the house, right? You own your own home.
Yeah, I got you. On that. Yeah.
You do that, right? You got kids stay with you, or you by yourself?
Oh, them kids gone. They never technically gone, but yeah.
Yeah. But when they were at your house and they're living at your house, and if they leave the light on, they leave the water running in the faucets. The water company and the light bill company, they ain't looking for them to pay that. They looking for you to pay that, right?
Roger that.
So what I'm saying here is that we can point out, the plays that's not being called in correctly. You know what I'm saying, that the wide receiver's not running correctly. They're going to pinpoint it to the person that's in the house. You know what I'm saying? That's the head of the house. And the head of this house is Dak Prescott, regardless of it, And I know Jerry Jones probably owned the deed. His name is on the deed and everything, but the person that's living in the house right now is Dak Prescott. And he got to take control of this entire thing, regardless of it, because they're not going to pin it on CeeDee Lamb. They're not going to pin it on the running back. They're going to pin it on Dak Prescott. He got to get these kids in order. So that's how I look at it. And right now, we got rid of one of the tenants that was in the house named Kellen Moore, and they're seeing the same things that's happening. That's how people going to break it down, because people don't have time to know this team in and out like you and I, and they're going to look at Dak Prescott. They may look at the coaching staff, but Dak Prescott is the person that they're going to look at.
Roger. And that's the bad part about it. You feel me? That's all they're looking at. And we know better, and I just think I wish the whole Cowboy Nation would just get on board with that and understand that.
Yep.
Feel me? It's just so disheartening, man. Like I say, going in the stadium, bro, I was like, man, they really hate us. I mean, I'm serious, like real like Michael Parsons said, man, I took it personal. You feel me?
Yeah.
It wasn't F the Cowboys that on the field. It was like F the fans. You feel what I'm saying? They were literally chatting that. So that's why I was saying, Cowboy fans, be prepared.
Yeah, we don't have that vicious approach to it. We don't have that type of temperament. You know what I'm saying? And people collectively want us to be the bad guys, be the villains, but we don't have that mindset here. We are the nice guys, and
Roger.
And you've been out there.
You hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
You hit it right on the head, Lord. We the nice guys, and I think a lot of people didn't take what Michael Parsons said about Kettle. He took it on a professional level. He felt like him raising up the shirt was unprofessional, and had he did that, or had it been another player that did that for the Cowboys, it would have went the other way.
Yeah. It took Rowdy Wright to make the point that he had free Mike Vick shirt, you know what I'm saying, that he lifted up, and he compared it to F Dallas, you know what I'm saying, what Kittles did for the league, to actually find Kittle, you know what I'm saying. The league was okay without finding him for that, you know what I'm saying. That's how much the league they can't stand Dallas. And some people, it'll go over one ear, out the other, or over their head. You see what I'm saying?
Roger that. Yep, definitely. Well, I ain't gonna hold you long. I gotta drive. I'm heading to New Orleans. So y'all look.
Be safe, bro.
Y'all Cowboy Nation, you know what I'm saying? Stay strong, and we gonna see this thing through one way or other.
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you. Be safe on the road, man. That's my guy from the 337. So that's just what it is, Yeah, Rowdy Wright, he was a wide receiver that played for the Atlanta Falcons back in the days. You know what I'm saying? It took him to do the side-by-side and say, hey, what's the difference? Everybody in the picture got fined for that, And this dude had an F Dallas shirt on, you know what I'm saying? And I know it was a tribute to Plummer, who was a linebacker for the 49ers, but it's the optics, you know what I'm saying? It's the perception. So if it's F Dallas one week, what if somebody have a cause that they want to say and say F, you know, a certain community out there? You say, hey, you didn't find that dude. You know, some people in Dallas probably took offense to that, you know. So it's just what it is. So what's good for the goose, good for the gander. But the NFL was really leaning on letting that slide, you know. It took the reason why, Jane, they fined Kittle $13,000 is because Roddy Wright, whatever his name is, spoke out against it. A lot of people had to make them find him, you know what I'm saying? Originally, they were not going to find him, you know what I'm saying? They were going to let it slide. That's where we at, you know, so I think it was more egregious of him to say F Dallas than to say free Mike Vick, you know, but that's a whole nother story. You know, so I got AB out of Arlington from the 682. You live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. Talk to me.
What's up, Big Law? It's your boy AB.
What's good, fam?
I mean, first of all, man, you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, man.
Always been listening for years. But my main concern and topic, I got two things. The quarterback position. We look at it over the years, I mean, I would say the last 15 years, the quarterback position is supposed to elevate your team when your team has hit a low or you see things getting out of bounds, out of pocket. And I don't see it from that. A lot of these throws are poor throws, bad decisions. Now, we can say that the offensive line is not up to par, but there's 16 other teams that don't have a good offensive line.
True.
So your quarterback is supposed to be able to make these plays. And we've seen Daniel Jones make plays at times. I don't even know the guy named in Washington. He making plays with a decent O-line. You know, we done played teams with decent O-lines, and we done had to scrap and fight to pull those wins out. It's like, when is he gonna hit that type of peak of where I can elevate the team when the team is not performing at its best? We even seen it a couple of times with Shador and Caleb Williams at the college level. Like, when the team is not performing, put the team on your back and let's get this done.
Well, right now is a bad time to bring up Shador. You know, it was up 29-0.
That wasn't all.
What's that?
But you know, he got a poor offensive line too. So,
but it was 29. It was 29-0, and they are undermanned right now. Of course, you know. But at the end of the day, Colorado is a new flavor, new season for them. And they are playing above their expectations. And the last play, the last throw of that game, it was still picked off, right, from Shador. That last INT, right, that he threw it in the back of the end zone.
Yep. Right through the B gap to get the sack, to make the interception. I mean,
right.
You got to be able to figure out something. If you can't guard him up the middle, you're not going to be able to throw the ball out against him.
Right. So what I'm saying is that, you know, at the end of the day, when an interception in Dallas counts multiple times versus an interception in Colorado or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's going around the world, right? You know, so this team, regardless, is going to be scrutinized. Once 1 year is going to be Dak, whoever the next quarterback is, just wait. He's going to be scrutinized. Do you think that for sure that, let's say Dak Prescott is gone, right? It's no Dak Prescott. You think that the media is going to turn and be nice to the next quarterback? You think they're going to turn and be nice to this team?
I'm not concerned with the media.
Of what I'm saying? Go ahead.
We got to have a guy, when push comes to shove, when your receivers are not running the route with full intent, when your running back is averaging 1.8 to 2.3 yards a carry, What are you going to do to elevate your team? When it's 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 6, what are you going to do? I don't even want to compare him like Buddy said earlier about Aaron Rodgers. We know he's not on Aaron Rodgers' level.
Right.
You able to say, okay, these short passes, outbounds, these skip passes to the screen, these deep balls that are overthrown. When you gonna get it right? We just gave this dude 4 off seasons to figure it out.
Right.
Now, I don't hate that. I support my team 110%.
We get
but
that.
I am going to be a realist and say, hey, if you're not performing the way you should be performing in year 7, 8, or whatever, you got to get the job done.
Right, and that's what I believe. All we were saying. That's why I said that this game going up against the Chargers, regardless, you can see a team lose and still say, hey, the quarterback did all what he needed to do, right? But at the end of the day, even if that is the case or the scenario, they still is going to bury him because they're going to say, hey, the Cowboys couldn't get it done with Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? So we on a must-win regardless. They're going to blame the man even when we win. They're going to blame the man even when we lose. That is where we are at right now with the quarterback and the state of the Cowboys. It's just going to be a little less heat, but regardless of it, they're going to still talk about it. I've been doing this show. I've been doing these. I talked to numerous people, and the same thing will be the same thing even when we win. We win more games than we lose with the quarterback, right? We win more games than we lose. We had back-to-back 12-5, 12-5 years with this particular coaching staff. And it don't feels that way. It feels like we had 5-12, 5-12 years. Me doing this. We haven't lost back-to-back games in 2 years. But the whole topic line will be still moved forward. Even if we were to beat the 49ers last week, the statement would have been from the 4-letter, 3-letter network, that's good and fine and dandy. Yeah, you can beat the 49ers during the regular season, but can you beat them in the postseason? They would have continued to move the goalposts. And even if it wasn't Dak Prescott under center, it would be the same subject. It would be the same topic point from anyone. You know what I'm saying? It's only Super Bowl or bust.
Because I'm gonna get off the phone after I hear that. But yeah, they gonna move the goalposts just because it's the Dallas Cowboys. We've been knowing that since Quincy Carter. But it's the fact that it's a regular season game, but this was a measuring stick to see if our team has done anything different from the playoff loss. We got all these people we added.
True.
Oh, Jared hyping up the off-season training camp. The quarterback's getting better. He's working with wide receivers. We brought in a tight end that's supposed to be Jason Witten's next coming. We did all these things, right? We done shored up the offensive lineman. Everybody's healthy, and you lay a goose egg.
You did.
So,
yep.
I'm going to continue listening to the show, man. But, yeah, give me your feedback, brother. I love you. Keep doing it. It's Loud Nation. It's Cowboy Nation till we die.
Appreciate you, AB, man, out of Arlington, man. He's down the street. So I would say this, and this is not me giving any what you call that, excuses for the Cowboys or soft pillow talks for the Cowboys. One can argue, all right, so let's do this. Measuring stick. How you measure up against a team that you haven't beaten. Is this Cowboys team, is this 2023's Cowboys team better than the 2021 LA Ram team? Is it better than that team? Is this particular Cowboy team, the 2023 Dallas Cowboys, is this team better than the 2021's Rams team? Let me know. That's when they made the trade to get Matthew Stafford. They had, Pickle Rick says yes. They had Cooper Kupp. They had the acquisition for a better defense because we all know that they had Jalen Ramsey out there. They had Aaron Donald. I think Sue was on that team, but I believe in 2021, I could be off on that. But collectively, they had the number one defense in that league that year. They had the top 5 or the top 6 offense in that league as well. I think it was the 6th or 7th year with Sean McVay. It could have been the 8th year with Sean McVay. And the first time they faced the 49ers, the final score was 31-10. 31-10. It wasn't as bad as this beatdown, but it was beatdown. It was beatdown. And for those who were saying, they considered not better than the – all right, so the 2021 Ram is not considered better than this 2023's team. And I give you that. They had some weapons out there on the defensive side. They finished that season with the number 1 defense. They couldn't beat the 49ers. Don't y'all know that Sean McVay all-time record versus 49ers, Kyle Shanahan, is 1-9. 1-9. Some teams, no matter how you look at it, it don't match up well. And the one win that he got, because they swept him, the 49ers swept Sean McVay's Ram team that year. It literally took in the playoff a safety dropping the sure touchdown, a pick 6 from Matthew Stafford. If he don't drop that, don't y'all know that the 49ers would have been in the Super Bowl that year? And Sean McVay would have been 0-10 all time versus Kyle Shanahan. Now, who believe that Sean McVay is a better coach than Mike McCarthy, a better play designer? Y'all let me know in the chat. Who believes that? If you had an option to pick Sean McVay or Mike McCarthy, let me know that in the chat as well while I bring up my guy Banks from the 580. You're live on the Nation.
Hey, what's up, Law? How you doing, man?
Man, doing great.
I'm going to comment on this Parsons thing and that.
Yeah, go ahead. Free world.
Part of the leadership thing is, as a leader, is to know when to be quiet and when to talk to just your guy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say that to the public. That's why I say I agree with Jesse, because Parsons is not a leader just yet. So everybody wanting to say Parsons is the leader of the team, that's false. It's that and D-Law, and then some other people. But it's not Parsons. Parsons is the star of the team.
Right.
There's a difference in being a star and being a leader. And Parsons is not there yet. It's like Nate says, he doesn't know how to read the room.
Yeah, they said they can barely hear you, Banks. Yeah.
Oh, shit, my bad. I'm at work. My bad.
Oh, okay.
It's just Parsons. My thing with Dak. Dak's my guy. I'm a ride and die with Dak.
Right.
But Dak has to step up a little bit better. We've seen Dak do better.
Yep.
Execute when nobody else was playing good. We saw Dak play good. So he's done it. Right now, he's trying to get a hold of this new offense. And so is everybody else. So he's not Dak's thinking too much, to me. And while he's trying to learn a new offense, he's thinking too much. And receivers aren't running the proper route. Is Dak missing wide open throws? Yes. But you look when Dak misses those throws, he's trying to get it over a linebacker and drop it in a bucket so it doesn't get intercepted. Or his feet's not properly planted. Dak is not a guy, he can do it. He can throw on the run, but he's not as accurate. To put pass the Cook and Dak slowed down some, he probably would have got it out. But he thought Western, he knew Fred Warner was on his butt. So he was just forcing it. And that's why he laid him out of bounds. It wasn't that it was a bad throw, but it's a bad throw because he had pressure. There's got to be context to everything. If people don't want to use context, to why that throw was the way it was.
I get you. I get all of that. You know, Dak gonna have to play better. He going to have to play better. And what people are saying, whether it's new or old, this offense, they said they kept 70% of the old offense, and they only changed out 30%. So regardless of that, they're going to have to go back to the drawing boards and figure out something to get things going. Now, before we throw the baby out with the bathwater, I just said that Sean McVay had issues with the style and kind of caliber of defense that the 49ers present. And we all can argue that they had a better defense, a better offensive coordinator, a better coach. One can argue that Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback and all of that stuff. And they had difficulties beating the 49ers even when they were at their peak in 2021. So let's see what the Cowboys look like against the Chargers, bro. Hey, have a safe day at work, man. I thank you so much for calling in, bro.
All right, bro. Take it easy, bro.
No doubt, man. Bro. Good call from him, man. Yeah, Dak Prescott going to have to play better, you know. He's going to have to play better at the end of the day, but all across the board, we're going to have to play better. I got my guy from the 469, Chris 214. You're live on The Nation. Talk to me.
What's going on, Law? How you doing, man?
All is well. Can't complain at all, bro. Talk to me.
Good. So, granted, I know we 5 games in, and this is usually where teams find their way, knowing what they, just trying to get inside of their stride. How much do you put on us not really playing in the preseason opposed to like other teams? They actually get snaps inside the preseason and stuff like that. Just maybe we don't have as much red zone. Like how much do you put on that?
I put a lot of that on that, I think that if you're trying to play too safe, that's when injuries occur. That's when sloppiness occur. I think that the Cowboys need to primarily revisit that that preseason look when they're in the preseason.
I agree.
I think that they need to just give a few series and things like that a chance. Now when you go into the mindset of allowing your guys to get on page during the regular season, then there are chances of people to poke holes at you, and say, okay, this is that. But what I need to tell people is don't fall in love with the stat line stuff, right? Just play the game and what Big Nate said. You got to come out with the win. Don't care how it looks like, just come out with the win. Right?
Just come out with the win.
Come out with the win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And we all see it. Mahomes, they not playing that good. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, they're not better than what they was last year. They're nowhere near that, but they coming out with wins.
They're coming out with lifesavers, man. They're
coming out with wins.
They coming out with the win. Hey, I would rather revisit the tape. I'd rather revisit the tape on an ugly win versus you know what I'm saying, than a terrible loss. You know what I'm saying? Every time.
And my last question. Can you explain this Dak trade clause thing just one more time? Does that mean that, say if, hey, we going to get rid of you, and say if Jerry Jones wants to trade him to the Cardinals, does that mean that Dak has the answer to say, no, I don't want to go there, choose another spot? Is that what that means?
It's kind of like a non-compete clause, but the no trade clause, a contract. I won't tell people about this with contracts. I've been working with contracts for a long time. Every contract can be modified. There's always a contract that you can put modifiers on there. You can always, but the two-party got to agree, right? So with a no trade clause, meaning that Dak Prescott got first right of refusal, right? the Cowboys organization can say, okay, well, we want to trade you to the Arizona Cardinals. We want to get rid of you and blah, blah, blah for X, Y, and Z. They're going to have to reach out to Todd France, and Todd France is going to reach out to Dak. They're going to sit down and say, is this best for you? Is this good for you? Why would you be willing to leave the Cowboys organization and franchise? And why would the Cards be willing to eat X, Y, Z as far as the money aspect of it, etc.? So now what most teams can do, they can sweat him, and say, hey, if he's passionate about the game, he loves the game, want to get, play the game, because at the end of the day, these guys will love to play. So what you can do is you can sweat them out and say, well, next season, due to Cooper Rush or Trey Lance having on the team, we're going to bench you. You know what I'm saying? And by him being benched, he can probably look at this and say, well, I want to go where I have the ultimate opportunity. I'm going to release my trade clause, and I want to be allowed to go to a team of my choice, right? That can happen, right? Or he can literally say, I want to go to the Giants, or I want to go to, Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? And these are the teams that I'm willing to go to, or Green Bay, wherever, it's New Orleans. Then he can have that in the contract and he can go there. But 9 times out of 10, Chris, who would want to leave Dallas? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then I just want to say this. Big prayers to Sadiq Charles.
Yes, Sadiq.
Get well soon. You're one of my favorite people in the chat. Get well soon, and I'm praying for you. And that's all I had. All right, Law.
Appreciate you, man. And prayers up to Sadiq. Watching this from the hospital bed, and we really appreciate her dedication and determination, and that goes a long way with the nation. All right, so if anybody else want to call in, we leave it open. Chris was the last one to call in on the hotline for your mind, and that's just what it is with the trade clause on there. It doesn't mean that he can't get trade, but he had first right to refuse. He had first right to say, no, I don't want to go to the Colts, or no, I don't want to go to the Atlanta Falcons, or whatever team that need a quarterback. He have a chance to say no, first right of refusal and these sorts of things. Or he have a chance to say, hey, I would like to go to the Cards since you guys don't have me as a starting quarterback, But 9 times out of 10, they're going to work things out. They're going to try to iron things out. And they're going to try to get things going the best way possible with the current quarterback. As we all observe the ramifications of the salary cap here. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about other people's money, but, when it's your money, shoot, no. All right, so nobody else called in. We're going to go ahead and close it out. I want to say this. I hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. I hope you guys enjoy your evening. Appreciate y'all for calling in. Appreciate y'all for spending time with me on this beautiful day. And I did a little overtime of talking to you guys on the phone. Thank those who called in. Thank those who wanted to call in but couldn't get in, and these sorts. I know you guys work on Saturday. But if you guys can do me a huge favor, hit that like, share this content. And let's continue to grow. Jim Patterson says, start Cooper Rush. I feel you, man. In Dallas, I always say this, the backup quarterback is always the best looking one, right? The backup quarterback in Dallas will always be the shiny toy. They did it with Troy. They did it with Roger Staubach on the back end of his time here in Dallas, They did it. They do. This is what they do, the backup quarterback, They did it with Tony Romo. I remember. Put Stevie McGee in, man. Come on, man. Tony Romo could be throwing them turnovers, Put Stevie McGee in. Put Kyle Orton in, at least look. Hey, you see what, and trust me, I remember, what I'm saying? I just wish I was on YouTube during that time frame, That's how it is. It's a lot of people, man. Kyle Orton, man. Look at Brandon Whedon, man. We probably can do something, man. And then the owner don't stump out the fire. You know what I'm saying? The owner don't stump out the fire. That joker, he would say, Brandon Whedon throw the best balls. You know what I'm saying? People were buying into that too, you know. Danny White was good, but you saw how they did the leader, you know. But it's how it goes. You know, Romo was good, you know. Drew Bledsoe, we saw it, you know. Drew Bledsoe was like, hey, you know. That Tony Romo, he got in there. But before that, it was Clint Stoner, Drew Henson, Tony Banks, Connie Ham, not the Eagles Connie Ham, nor the Vikings Connie Ham. You know, that's how it goes, man. Shoot, the backup quarterback will always be the best thing. I've seen people. I remember the year Benjamin Anthony DiNucci was drafted. And there was a dude that wrote me a long essay on why DiNucci is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. They can make those statements. But when it shows up and it appears to be on the film and the tape, they hide and shy away. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when people were saying that, yeah, Andy Dalton, who was the last quarterback to beat the 49ers, he was started that year in that game. He's better than Dak Prescott, man. Andy Dalton. Give him time. He's more cerebral. He can read. He can write. You know what I'm saying? He can see better. Let me know what that outcome looked like, though, you know. Yes, indeed. Gary Gilbert, he's better than Dak. I promise you. Read through my comments. That's why I keep these comments up there on the screen. It don't take long to go back. Y'all read them. But see, they can yell out those things. They can say those crazy things. But 9 times out of 10, they are not content creators. They are just the avatars without a picture. I like what my guy, Bach Lombardi, he said he comes with the belief that Twitter or the X app, those are not real people. Yes. Eastside Harold. Shout out to him. He never got a chance to see the glory. He's holding on to things that are not even tangible. He's here. He's a fan of mine. Shout out to Eastside Harold. Shout out to him. But the reality of it is that it's easier to be in the Eastside Harold seat, to not be bold enough to be a content creator, not be bold enough to do videos about his team. And excuse me, what's the Texans' record, by the way? It's easier to be a hater. It is easier to say, hey, these things will not happen. Just pick a team. Just pick a team. You can just pick a team. If I was a hater for the Bills, I've been right for 57 years. What can go wrong will go wrong. I would have been right for 57 years. If I was a hater for the Vikings, I would have been right for 53 years. If I was a hater of the Miami Dolphins, no matter how you look at it, for 49 years, I've been right every single year. I can literally say what can go wrong will go wrong. For 31 years, I would have been right for the Washington team. For 75 years, that's the average lifespan of living human beings. It's somewhere from 75 years. I would have been right. I'd say, man, them Cardinals never gonna win a Super Bowl. There should not be, based off of the premise that people will say that there shouldn't be fans that support their team, that buy merch, that goes and root for their team. Based off the premise of the droughts that's longer than the Cowboys, that there should be no Bengal fans. There should be no Jaguar fans. There should be no Texans fans. There should be no Atlanta Falcons fans. Panthers fans, Lion fans, Titans fans, Charger fans. There should be no 49ers fans as well. Because all of them should be saying, hey, winning the Super Bowl is all that counts. And I only want to ride with my team when we win. I only want to be with my team when we on top. And lo and behold, trust me, you don't want to get to the Super Bowl to lose and start saying, hey, at least I've been there. No. Can you imagine having the audacity to have a worse record than ours and still talk noise? Like my guy Eastside Harold. Can you imagine being in his life? He's trying to explain the feelings of what it feels like when he's a virgin. He's trying to give us examples of what it feels like when he never got a chance to hit it, feel it, smell it, or even see it. Right beside the Texans' name, it says never. It says never. So how many Eastside Harolds in the chat? How many Eastside Harolds out there? Come on. There's many of Eastside Harolds. Stephen A. Smith is an Eastside Harold. Shay Sharp is an Eastside Harold. Most of those guys that talk about our team are Eastside Harold. Shay Sharp is so insecure of himself. If a woman tell him strip naked, he would say, no, I can't do it. So, at the end of the day, win, lose, or draw is who we are. And we still gonna support this team. I was a fan of this team before Jerry Jones bought the team. And what the people want to do is they want to tell you to shut down your allegiance of this team because we haven't did something since 1995. Bull sugar. Bull sugar, we're going to still support our team. And one thing we ain't going to do is jump over there to the other teams. Even when we are starting to win. You won't catch us over there in the Browns chat. You won't catch us over there in the Vikings chat. You won't catch us over there in the Bills chat or the Arizona chat and talking bad and down upon those boys. Because when you've been to the top and you've been there, you act like you've been there before. You understand. You understand what it takes. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will get it, baby. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, baby. In the words of Prime Time, before, the second half.
Give me my thing, you.
Shout out to Prime, baby. You gotta love this game, baby. That's what he was telling the kids. Here I go. Come on. And roll those credits. Come on.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the safe, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play. Charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah, count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah, I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome.
Hey.
Too many foes and clones. Yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. Yeah. I been really in the field. Love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
We need to be thinking big.
Count that too, count it up.
You need to be thinking big.
Lately, I just wanna
You need to be thinking big. Think big.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
I want me some glory hole.
Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you. For you.
It's an evil world we live
Don't
in.
let the street lights hit you all alone. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? To go alone.
All I ask.
Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too? I'll follow.
Come on.
Wherever you go.
As that Ray T says, the 49ers choked 2 times in the Super Bowl. Hey, that's what he said. I mean, yeah. Shout out to you. Better than you. Cowboys ain't even make it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. 2 things can't be true. Two things can be true. But I ain't gonna flex on nobody about going to the Super Bowl to lose, though. That just ain't me, though. I can't flex like that. I can't flex on 1-3 Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, record. I can't flex that either. If you flexing that, something wrong with you. Player 2, I follow. That's what the people say, you know, at least, you know what I'm saying? That at least stuff, nah, man. What's the tangible things? The only people that can talk right now, Kansas City Chiefs.
Then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far,
Come on. 1 week at a time. You're right. See, that's the thing that most people don't want to hear. The 1 week at a time. Let's go, baby. The longest outro in the land. Brought to you by Law Nation Sports. Come on. I'm gonna read some of y'all comments, man, on my way out.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Yo.
It's not hard to fool me. Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah. Lead the way.
Better than you says 42-10. Yeah.
No need to say.
Now, show me where you was last year, the year before that, the year before that. Because I get it. Bandwagoners are bandwagoners. I don't think that you've been representing your Niners. Are you a subscriber of Twin Empire? So you need to start paying your donations, your dues, super chats to my brother, Twin Empire. But it's okay. I think you're a bandwagoner. Don't block a box. But congratulations to the 49ers, though. We got no room to talk trash to them at this moment. But I know for sure, the 2 Super Bowls, if you a real die-hard 49er fan that y'all been to, man, y'all folded in that game. I can book that. I guarantee you. I know you was crying. If you're really a die-hard 49er rainbow fan, you know what I'm saying?
Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way.
He's laughing to keep from crying.
Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all.
Yep. Telling good lies. All right, I just pulled up your channel. It says here, come on. Hold on. I just pulled up your channel. Better than you. It said that you started your channel in 2023. You don't count. You just a troll. You just started your channel. You a bandwagoner. You know what I'm saying? You just started your channel. Come on, man. You ain't a real one. His channel started in 2023. Come on, man. So that ain't good right there, bro. That ain't good, bro. You just started your channel, man. You don't hold no weight. Goof alert.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
All right, so who else, man? So for all I know, you an Eagle fan. That's what it is. He's an Eagle fan, y'all. I would have respect you a little bit more if your channel said since 2020 or since 2019 or something like that. Come on, man. We know. Click on his channel and go check him out. Subscribe, support him. Troll alert. Shout out to you, Jameson. Come on.
So tell your good lies. Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah.
Shout out to you, Kelvin. Appreciate you jumping in.
Susceptible lies. Before the moment flies.
You're right, Dwight. Dak need to trust Lamb a little bit more. Yeah, he don't get no response. We would have kept him around if his troll account said since, even if he had like an East Side Harold, appearance.
It's not a problem.
Come on.
Cause I know what I'm getting. can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow.
Come on.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah.
Until next time, one love to y'all. Appreciate you.
Before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell you good night. 'Cause I'll find no matter what. So simple night. Before the moment
Until next time, DC for life.
When you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud too.